He's busy.
Soon. I'll work on it this weekend.
Try to get us in here. I'm very bad at selfies.
Because I want something I can play over the beginning so we don't have this awkward intro where we're just like, hey,
Yeah.
everybody.
I did
This is
make
Weekend
one.
Adrenaline, episode 55.
I did make one at one point, but like, actually, I still have it.
They don't have to be
It's just
crazy.
a
They just have
logo
to be,
with like lightning behind.
yeah, they
it.
don't have to be crazy, just simple.
Yeah, I had a football podcast for a while, and we just like illegally used Led Zeppelin music. So.
I'm just
one-
gonna,
no one
I'm just
nailed
gonna,
you?
since I have a studio, I'm gonna make some music. Like,
Yeah, that's probably a better idea.
And no one nailed you for like copyright or whatever.
Like our 13 followers didn't really seem to.
Nice. I.
you wanna do a fantasy football podcast in league when that time comes around?
Oh Jesus.
I mean, I did 2 different football podcasts. They both lasted like 7 episodes. So
Oh, so we're not gonna be able to see like who comes in and shit.
On your phone, you should be able to.
Okay. Well.
That's all I got for you.
That's okay. It's my fault. I forgot again.
This is good because now you can't talk.
I say it
about
might be better.
Yeah,
It's not gonna be
now
better.
you can't talk about the viewer count every 5 seconds.
I don't do that anymore.
That only happened the one time.
Yeah.
No, you did it last week,
No, Sierra asked me how many people are actually watching. I went, we have
and you
5
should
right
have
now.
been like, "Bitch, we don't talk about it."
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, call
Scold your guests.
No. Well, guess what? Now I'm gonna be like doing this every 2 seconds.
Is this
Like,
camera good? I moved it like big time.
You must have moved it before I adjusted the screen, so yeah.
I think it'll be
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, before I sat down, I moved it. But I figured. Okay,
No, I adjusted everything.
Jim.
we're not live yet.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
are.
are.
We've been
Oh,
live
shit,
for a
are we?
minute.
We're live for 10 people, 8 people.
Yeah, it's good to
okay.
have you on. You're a hard guy to get a hold of, man. It's taken you a couple of times to get you on here.
yeah, I feel like we've been talking about this for like over a year.
Yeah,
Like late night at Slim and Chubby's one time when we got deep into some convos.
that's why I kept like. Normally, after somebody bails a couple times to say "fuck you, dude," but like, no, it's because of that one conversation we had. I'm like, I gotta get him on here and you expressed genuine interest in wanting to come on. There's some people, I'm not gonna name Kelly Zempel, who keep talking like about how they want to come on, and then they're just like, shit, I just can't. She even admitted to me, she goes, there's times where I'll say like I want to do something, and then the day of I'm like, well, I'm just gonna stay in bed. I'm like, that's fine, you can do that, but I'm not gonna ask you to come on anymore. Like, plus she offered me, she wanted to come. She said I want to come on, and then she didn't. So, oh well.
I feel like that's what we should do for the next 2 hours is just call out and bash
Rip people that haven't come on. The list is fairly long.
Everybody uses Reddit.
I want to have Redditors on. I don't like to limit myself to guests like who I want to have on. I haven't. There's been tons of people on that I wish I hadn't had on.
Oh, let's call them out too. That's fun.
Yeah, man.
See, that was...
Those people who drop bad words on the show. Oops.
You're not on the list.
Oh, I thought you were
No.
looking directly at me. You're like,
Oh.
man, I really fucking
Yeah, I
I
just
hate certain guests I've
leaned
had
in.
on
Certain
that I made
guests-
co-host
Yeah,
basically. Fuck that guy.
You kind of just
No names though.
called yourself co-host, but I just went.
No, you said that one. You're just like, yeah, man, you're basically my co-host.
So-
now. I'm like, fuck yeah. And eventually, I'm gonna be the host.
Guest host.
You'll be the fucking janitor
Oh my god.
if you're lucky.
Those bathrooms do need to be cleaned.
They kinda
Those are
do.
gross. I was thinking
starting to
about
get bad.
buying some cleaning supplies.
That's what the intern's for.
What? Now that we've got 10 full viewers, I want to do a quick ad read.
That was so formal. He picked that up.
I would like to
We're gonna
do
have to- we have to work on that.
ad read.
Okay.
Please take some time to check out my friend Austin J. Amran. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. He has a Twitch account called Amtrack78, spelled AA track 7, the number 7, number 8. Please check him out on Twitch. He streams games. He streams Monday to Friday, starting at about 6:30 p.m. On the weekends, there is no set time, but he generally streams most of the day. He plays many different games, from sports, first-person shooters, fighting, Rocket League, and etc. Thank you.
and etc.
Also, if you subscribe to him and boost his viewer count, I might get paid from it, so do it. And then I won't have to ask you plebs for money.
Yeah, I'm sick of buying you drinks every time we go out. God.
There's been like that. It's not my fault you win. By the
I
way,
haven't gone in a while.
that exact game exists at the gas station about maybe half a mile from my house.
Really, the same slot machine?
He won $60 at Slim's once on that. 65 on that. They have a slot machine there now.
Right next
You
to
probably
the-
haven't been there in a while.
No, I've not been there.
You're a,
They've had slot machines there for a long time.
That's one of the downsides of being married is you don't get to go to Slim and Chubby's.
when did you get married?
That was, I should know that, May 3rd.
May 3rd.
Why didn't you do it on the 4th? Then it would have been May the 4th.
Because we planned the whole thing in about 8 weeks. And
Yeah, I
I
was
think
gonna
that day was
say.
already taken.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
It was Star Wars.
I knew you're dating. How long did you date before you get married?
Oh, this is going to make me sound great. About 8 months.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I never
you
thought
just
I was
know.
going to be one of those
when
people.
you know, man.
It's
yeah,
better than like
absolutely.
2 days.
Yeah, that.
You don't want to be one of
what?
those people.
One of my friends said he loved his girlfriend
Like-
on the first date.
Mitch already bought a
Really?
ring.
How
and
did
they
that
just-
turn out?
He's getting married
To,
Oh.
to
to
her?
a different woman.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I accidentally said I love you to someone I was dating for not that long.
Heyo.
It was
they just kind of slip out.
no, it wasn't like it was more of like I love you, like as in like because they did something and I was like, oh fuck, what did I just
did
do?
she kind of play it off?
It was
or?
awkward.
Oh,
and we were in
no.
public.
You gotta add,
And so-
you gotta be like, oh, I love you, bud.
Yeah, bro.
It was
Punch
just
him on the
Yeah,
arm.
give a little like
Hit the
nudge.
shoulder.
I think we were dating for like a month at that point, so it wasn't like that bad, but it was still like, oops.
Oh my god, this is distracting in a good way.
I'm just
'cause
kind of
super
getting ready.
excited.
I'm seeing what's all
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Was that about the Comic-Con stuff?
Yeah, I just was trying
Yeah.
to find a Comic-Con recap.
I don't know
that
if we
can
want to
easily
burn
look
our.
up.
We can like talk about whatever we want today, but if we can't secure a guest for Thursday,
We're gonna go in deep on
we're
that.
gonna go deep. Well, we can go deep today.
On Comic-Con?
We're gonna go deep and hard on whatever you want.
hard and deep.
I
and
want to
fast.
get to BJ's hate of Reddit. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
I want to dispute this. I wanna see
Okay.
what's really under there.
Dispute away.
I don't hate Reddit. Like I'll use it. Like if I Google something and it's like Reddit post about how to beat a boss in a game or something, I'll be like, whatever, I'll fucking go on that. But like I hate how everything's laid out on there. Like I hate when you look at like on a subreddit or whatever, and it's like the title of the post, but if it's like a link and you click on the post, it doesn't take you to the post. It takes you to the fucking image. Like if it's like, oh, look at this image, and you click on the title of the post, it
Takes-
goes to the image,
yeah, it
not
takes
the
you to, like,
post. I want to
Imgur.
read the I want to see the shit. I don't want to click on like the tiny text that says 1,000 comments or whatever, and then everyone on Reddit's an asshole. So
That's very.
I went on the Star Trek Reddit one
somewhat
time
true.
because I'm like, oh, whatever. I was watching Discovery. I'm like, I'm gonna go on and see what people think that are like really into Star Trek think about Discovery because it's really different than any other Star Trek.
Sure.
Like it's way different. And like literally one of the first things on the subreddit for Star Trek was about like, oh, Discovery, and it was literally some dude ranting about how he was offended that it showed two guys kissing each other.
It's like they've had that.
was like,
they've had
bro.
that. They've literally had that shit in Star Trek since like the beginning.
They've had gay people, they've had interracial,
They had the first interracial kiss on
which
TV.
actually is not true.
What?
I looked into it. It's not true.
Oh,
All
right.
I Love Lucy had the
Way
first
to
one.
block our shine.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, because he was like
Did they,
half
though?
Puerto Rican
I think he was,
and she's half bitch.
she was nuts. Did you ever see that
Lucy?
MythBusters episode about her?
No.
Because she believed.
was the myth?
She believed that the filling in her tooth was receiving Russian like radio waves
That was
or something.
kind of back in the day too, like
Yeah.
back during the.
Well, there was all that.
Dead
So that was a big fear.
Yeah.
The red, whatever, red fever.
The red fever.
Yeah.
The Red Scare.
Yeah, red
Scare.
scare. Yeah.
Red Scare. That was when like Scarlet Fever broke out, wasn't it?
No, what?
That's back
Sorry,
in
that
like,
was a
that's
bad
Oregon
joke.
Trail days.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I will say Reddit is not very new user friendly. Once you like figure out how to do it's the layout and design is one thing that it's not really set up for that. It's set up for scrolling and for the comments. But also new users that come in and they just like go to, for instance, like the NFL subreddit and they're like, I love the NFL. Isn't this great? Isn't this fun? Everyone's like, what are you doing here? That's not what we're talking
Yeah.
about. We're
Shut
talking
up,
about
you're a
you.
piece of
It's like-
shit. It's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
It's like learn your place.
Yeah, it's.
Everything.
I'll be honest. I use it on mobile only, so I don't have a problem with the layout at
Yeah,
all.
I don't-
Super
I
I
easy.
use it on mobile. Whenever Shane sends me an article, it always opens the front page, and then finally I replied to him. I said, "Dude, everything you've ever sent me sends to the front page." He goes, "Oh, nice phone you've got there." Like, how's it my fucking fault?
Typical Apple.
The
user.
worst thing I ever saw on Reddit, I was like, woke up in the middle of the day. I had like 3 hours of sleep. And I woke up, I'm like, why am I, don't go on your phone, Mitch. You're going to stay awake. I'm scrolling, and it's this guy's wife, who's a janitor for this really rich house, was in their attic one day and found this shrine to John Benet Ramsey with a bunch of teeth. And I'm like, well, I'm not sleeping anymore today. I wasn't tired. I was just solid awake from just reading that. And it turns out that the pictures of the teeth were just pictures. So, like, somebody had
creepy.
fake teeth. Still very creepy. Like, it was really bad. It just had a picture of her, and this was in Colorado. So it was, like, where she was murdered and
Yeah.
where she was from. And, yeah, it was just, I'm like, oh, fuck Reddit. Fuck this scary shit.
I'm so glad I've never, because I obviously go in a lot of houses and basements, especially a lot of times, and it's like I haven't seen anything really weird
For
yet.
some reason, basements don't scare me. It's fully lit rooms. Oh, you know about that. I told you about that. Just
What?
Oh, yeah.
daytime horror bothers me way more. There was this episode of Walking Dead that really captured it, where she finds like this painting of this woman screaming, and it's in like noon, or it's like the middle of the day. And I think that I get that from The Shining, because everything's so
Oh,
well lit.
yeah.
And like you see ghosts in the daytime, and like I've seen things too, so like
So have
it
I.
makes me uneasy.
Are we moving on to Ghosts now?
No.
Is this
Oh,
the
we go.
Ghost?
Yes, the actual ghost.
Ghosts.
Have I told my story on the podcast?
I don't remember.
before?
Probably not.
About
Tell it
Springs?
again. Oh, the Springs one? Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to hear that.
Dude, tell it anyway.
It's been a while.
So years ago, when I worked up in Oshkosh, Springs, the big building with the tower was still up, not the castle. I do have a story about the castle too, though. But anyway, me and a guy and his wife wanted to go ghost hunting there because there was a rumor that the nun had killed herself in the elevator. You know, that whole thing. So we went up there at night. It was pretty late. And we went to go inside, but everything was boarded up. Like, there was no way to get in. Like, it was thick, like, half-inch plywood, screwed in, like, super tight on every window, every door. Like, unless you brought a saw, you weren't going to get in. So, yeah, whatever, let's go around. We were taking pictures, and we saw some shit on the cameras, like orbs or whatever, and I don't care about any of that stuff. But we go up. There was, like, the second floor, because it was on a hill, so you could get to the roof of the main building from the back. Like, there's just a staircase that went up there. So we went up there, and we were right next to the tower, and we're taking pictures, and the windows are really dusty up on the tower, like ones you couldn't reach anyway. Mm-hmm. And I turn, and I take a picture of something else, and I turn back to take a picture of the tower again, and there's a smeared handprint in the dust on the inside of the window.
Was it there before?
No.
It wasn't.
We have a before and an after picture.
Nice.
And it was like, and I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm like, what the
Do you
fuck?
think it could have been like a building vagrant?
How would
what
they
it
have got?
was.
They would have been stuck in there because we went to every window and every door. Everything was boarded
Well,
up. They would have been.
They might know secret ways in if they're homeless. Was this at night or day?
It was
That'd
at
be
night.
the
It was
day.
like middle of the night.
Oh.
But we had flashlights, obviously. But the thing is, do homeless people really go that far out of town? I mean, it's not super far up, but it's like that's
yeah.
a long walk for a hobo.
Yeah, yeah, especially when you're trying to conserve energy. And,
Yeah,
like your
they
nearest
got the
food,
food,
stores is
yeah.
like Festival. Festival probably wasn't even up back then.
No, it was.
It was?
This was like
Okay.
2012 or 13.
Oh, okay.
But
We did something similar. We went into St. Nasium's one time.
I've heard that place is fucking creepy.
Yeah, it was
Where's that?
probably.
Up by
I can't even remember where it was. I wasn't the one driving.
it's on
But-
the east side of the lake, I think.
Oh, it's just somewhere over there.
Yeah. So we parked far away and went there. The whole place is abandoned. All the windows are boarded up, but it wasn't screwed in as tightly. You were able to get in there. And we went in there smartly without any flashlights. And this is before your phone was a flashlight. So we had like lighters and flip phones going through this place.
Holy shit.
First thing I remember is going into a basement, and entire row of lockers, just as we walked past it, fell, slammed onto the floor right behind us.
right. That's scary.
Yeah, I remember going into rooms and lighting them up, and it would look like certain corners of the room wouldn't light up with your lighter. You like couldn't see it; just everything looked black in that corner. And then I remember walking out, and one window that wasn't boarded in, it looked like it had blood stains all over it. It was a really creepy place. I didn't get to see a ghost or anything like that, but just like random noises and creaks and rooms that no one's in there and nothing's in there. It was freaky.
Do you actually believe in ghosts though? Like, do you think it's a dead spirit or whatever?
I have had experiences for sure that can only be explained by ghosts.
You know,
I think
interdimensional.
from working at the Elks Club, when it's no longer the Elks Club.
Yeah, I don't know
what
what it is anymore.
Did they buy that? Sell that for a Bitcoin?
Yeah, something like that's the
Or
rumor.
like 3
That's a
Bitcoin? They had it
rumor.
up. They had it up for like 3 Bitcoin or something.
I-
Is that a real
So-
thing?
That's what it said in the Reporter. They had an article about it.
Well, that probably didn't age well.
Yeah.
But
luck.
I was working there when I was 14, and I remember, so when I used to do banquets in there, and you'd be bussing tables for like weddings upstairs, when people are dancing, the place is old. It was built in like the early 1900s, and people would be dancing. You could see the floor flexing underneath from them. And then days you'd be like 1 or 2 people left in there, and all of a sudden you'd hear music upstairs and see the floor flexing from all these people dancing and hear all this stuff.
empty.
You'd go up there, no one's in there, not a single person, and there's not even speakers up there anymore that can make any noise because people need to bring in their own speakers for the weddings and everything. So
I wonder how old that place. Like, when did that open?
I think it was like 1909.
Oh my God! So there's some history back there.
Yeah, it had the oldest bowling alley in the United States in it.
Really?
Yeah, it used to be in the basement.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
My dad was a member there, so he told me about it. But
Ooh. He probably has like a special ring that's got something that's so old on it. It's like worn off,
The
but it
Elks
turns out he
isn't
wore it
culty.
off himself.
My
Just
dad
to-
was
to cover his
exalted
tracks.
ruler of it.
What the hell? Grand Wizard, you said?
No, exalted.
so he wore the
Exalted
red cloak, right?
Oh my God, dude.
There was no cloaks in that, I can tell you that.
The Masons are the fucking.
There's a Mason
Yeah.
Center in Fondy.
There is. Right
yeah,
next to that
it's
old
not
folks'
even
home.
that bad. It's just a bingo hall.
I think Travis from Northville, I think his dad was like the head of the Masons. in
Oh,
Fond du
really?
Lac for a while.
Jesus. Everybody's
My
connected.
grandpa was a Mason, and then like when I was in like middle school, like 6th grade or something, and National Treasure. Or when did National Treasure come out?
2006.
So it was like when the whole Mason, but I didn't understand how that worked, and so I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, dude, my grandpa was a Mason. Like that, I'm fucking. But like I thought that was cool. I'm like, oh, it's just a fucking club you can join.
Yeah,
like, it's not a big deal.
I mean, I'm sure it used to be something culty-ish, but
Well, I've
I
read
right?
some things.
2004?
I've read some things that it's still kind of like once you get up into the high levels, it's really cult. It's kind of like Scientology.
Mm.
Like if you're just a base level Scientologist, they're just getting your money.
You're just an
not
errand
like
boy, yeah.
you're not going on the fucking boat with what's his face,
Tom Cruise.
like throwing people off and shit.
dude, I would love to go on a boat with Leah Remy or whatever. Lena.
She's
Leah
not in it
Remy.
anymore.
Yeah, I know. She's like one of those tell-alls that
Dude,
got out of
my
it.
parents have been watching the shit out of that.
Oh, her show.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom watches it too. It's fucking Scientology's creepy, man.
Oh,
Dude.
hell yeah.
Did you guys ever watch The Simpsons as a kid?
Yeah.
And there was the episode where he was in like the
Stone
stone
Cutters.
cutters.
Yeah, I love
That's
that
what
song.
I thought the Masons was gonna be. Was like him and the Stone Cutters, and they're doing all this crazy stuff. They rig the Emmys, they rig the Oscars, and they control everything.
I
It's
mean-
like, man, that'd be cool to be part of.
I don't think that that's all true, but I think that there was an effort at one point to make like an underground controlling everything. You guys ever play the Metal
Well-
Gear games?
Well,
The Philosopher's
The one
Legacy?
that predicted Donald Trump being president.
No, the Metal Gear, not Simpsons.
Yeah, Metal Gear.
What?
You didn't see? It was the one that where you didn't play as Snake. You played as was it
So Metal Solid
Raisin?
2. Raisin?
The dude with the gray hair.
Yeah.
Weird sword dude.
Raiden.
There's a part where you're fighting the senator guy who's trying to be president or whatever he is. He's a big buff guy.
Yeah.
And he rips his shirt off. He's like,
It's-
I'm gonna make America great again.
It's that's Solidus Snake, and he has 8 arms and he uses sword.
I don't know, man.
It's a fun game. The reason I bring up that is because there was something called during the Civil or Cold War called the Philosopher's Legacy, and it was a pooling of money and resources by China, America, and Russia, and other minor superpowers, where it was at the time it was like $100 billion. That was like the biggest mass of money that has ever been accumulated, and it was hidden all over the world. And it was put on the record of it was put on this little microfilm, and that's how the whole thing was being chased around the whole game, as well as a bipedal tank that could shoot nukes from any surface. That's from Metal Gear. That's from Metal Gear Rising.
That's the guy. He says "Make America Great."
That is Metal Gear Rising. So this was 2012. This was made in 2011, released in 2012. So that's Senator Armstrong.
Yeah, that guy. But it's funny that he. Yeah,
Yeah, you were right. Good on you, man.
I know. I'm always right. But
No, you're not always right. It's just the other person is always fucking wrong.
that's true.
That's the best picture you've ever had.
I do think the award shows now with like the Oscars and all the like winning Best Picture and everything, I think it's a load of crap at this point. I know people spend like millions of dollars throwing their Oscar parties and
Yeah.
everything to get their film elected, and
Well, do you ever watch Adam Ruins Everything?
I think that's
He did
what
an episode
yeah.
of about like the Oscars and everything. How it's just like they basically pay off. Like it's like, oh hey, you're a judge for the Academy. Well, come to my party and I'm handing out Rolexes and fucking Lamborghinis. Awesome.
Might as well.
It's
Yeah.
like-
It helps and because whoever wins an Oscar, that's like the spotlight is on you all next year. Damien Chazelle almost won Best Picture until that snafu, and then his next movie, First Man, didn't receive much attention.
Yeah.
Very sad.
I do think the Oscars and Emmys is just a chance
Emmys? Really?
Oh, I think
Music?
a lot of them
All of it is.
It's a chance for famous people to jerk themselves off.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Like Brad Pitt said in Fight Club, self-improvement's masturbation. I love award shows. I actually like them. I don't follow them for the seriousness of it. I think they're silly and fun, and there's like a bit of prestige that goes with it. But like when something wins an award or gets nominated for it, there's more highly likelihood that I'm going to check it out. Yeah. So
See, I don't really care about the awards like that. It has
some
no-
of them are pretty funny though. What was that one that Conan O'Brien hosted and that like massive entry that he had and going into the office and Lost and was going through like all the famous ones?
I know I know what you're talking about. I just can't place it.
Wouldn't that be the Golden Globes probably?
Yeah, probably
that's
because
the
he's not
TV.
involved in Emmys or Emmys is music. Or Grammy's
Grammys is
music.
music.
Emmy
Emmys
is
is TV.
Emmys TV.
I thought Golden Globes was TV.
Golden Globes is like a poor man's
shitty
Oscars.
version of the. It's,
Oh.
yeah. They decided to make their
like
own
the
award show.
Razzies
No one
or
really-
whatever?
No. They take themselves seriously, but no one else.
Yeah.
Does.
Here's a.
They
little bit of
nominated.
trivia.
What the fuck was it? That Mars
Bang.
movie by Ridley Scott. What was that? called?
Martian.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, The Martian?
got
That's a
nominated.
good movie.
I like that
It
movie.
got nominated for best comedy / musical at the
Whoa.
Golden Globes.
Oh,
so like,
Wait, what?
yeah, because there's they have like category like
Oh, because
comedy
they have
/
a
musical.
couple jokes in it.
Yeah,
Here-
but yeah, so like that just kind of tells you
Fuck.
like that place is garbage.
Here's a little bit of a trivia
the
for you
Golden Globes
guys.
are garbage.
Do you guys know what an EGOT is? An EGOT award.
Oh, isn't that from
No Googling,
Tracy
it's cheating.
Jordan?
Yes,
yeah.
but what is it?
An Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
Very good. Yes. I mean, it kind of says it, but
EGOT?
still, EGOT. There's only been like 6 or 7 people that have ever done it.
Let's see the list.
I'm EGOTing to this year. Yeah, you have to get an Emmy, and you have to do it all in the same year.
Jesus.
Emmy,
Oh, really?
Grammy, Oscar, Tony. Yeah.
That's
and
fucking
only
hard.
I think Whoopi Goldberg has one. I'm pretty sure.
Whoopi
She's got
Goldberg,
one.
yes.
She has one from like 1989, I think, from like The Color Purple. and
Mel
then she
Brooks
did-
has one.
Fuck yeah, he
Oh, does it
does.
have to be in the same? You said it has to be in the same year.
John Legend has one.
Yeah,
Because I'm
same-
sure
same year. Yes.
If it wasn't the same year, Trey Stone and Trey Parker and Matt Stone would probably have it because they have
be
gotten a
possible.
Tony.
Buster Keaton.
They've gotten like everything.
Just kidding.
Buster Keaton.
Buster Keaton doesn't have one.
How the fuck would he get a Tony?
He's dead as
Aubrey
shit.
Hepburn has it.
They didn't have sound in movies. When you,
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah,
I've never heard of that.
it's one of those things where it's like just this mega
here-
prestige thing, and you get to get put on a special list.
Here's the thing, though. If it was legit, like if it was 100% based on the actual facts, Leonardo DiCaprio would have won a fucking Oscar years ago. And that's not
Yeah.
even like I'm not even a big fan of his, but that dude, the movies he's been in and the roles he's played, like he should have had like 5 of
Did
them.
you see
He's
what he
been
did
robbed
yesterday?
so many times.
See what he did yesterday?
Oh, the trailer?
No, he during Jimmy Kimmel's monologue, Margot Robbie just walked on stage. Everyone standing ovation. She stood for about 30 seconds and said, "Hey, I'm just cutting over. The studio is between like a trailer lot, and then the premiere of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was on the other side. And then like 10 minutes later, Brad Pitt just walks through, standing ovation, screaming, and of course Leo just walks on set and just
And everyone's like,
the
"Oh."
place erupted.
Nice.
And I think all three of them came back and just
I
did like a little.
Can't wait for that movie. We got to
It's
go.
it premiered, I
wanna
think,
see that.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
today.
yeah.
Oh
we
my
should see it this
God.
weekend.
I can't wait to see it.
I'm like, I want to click on this review, but I'm not going.
Please
to.
Oh,
don't.
no, yeah.
Oh no.
When does it come out? Next weekend, I
I'm
think.
pretty sure it's
I think it's
today.
I'm a big Tarantino fan,
Well,
and they're
you-
saying this is his
You,
masterpiece.
you could look up just Oshkosh Cinema and just see if it's in. But I think it premiered today.
Well, yeah, it would probably be tonight at like 10 because it's usually 2. Or no, it would have been last.
I'm sure we can find like a bootleg version on the internet. We should
Oh
just
no!
On
we should
Reddit?
just watch it right now.
Right now and stream it and be like,
Reddit-
fuck you.
Reddit.com/r/
You would have the
Once
most.
Upon a Time in
You would have
Hollywood.
the most unique interview of all time.
Hey,
Just-
that
we
is a
streamed
good
an
thing about
illegal
Reddit.
movie.
What do you guys think of this movie Stuber with?
I want to see it. It looks funny.
It looks interesting.
That seems to me like they took the idea of the taxi driver from Deadpool and just made a movie about it.
Yeah, pretty much. I do want to see Yesterday still.
But at the same time, I hope it does well because Dave Bautista deserves.
Did you
all
see
Yeah, he's
money.
funny. He's
yesterday?
funny as
They made a spoof version that I saw on Reddit. Some guy said,
Okay, well, it's coming out the 26th.
"What if only one person remembered ODB, like Old Dirty Bastard?" And it's like this white guy that's just going. And singing in front of crowds. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
Oh, I thought.
It's like, how did you come up with this?
Thank
This
you
is
for
great.
going the non-N-word route on that. So, is there any info about when it's going to come to the theater?
2 hours and 40 minutes.
Girl,
That's not bad.
I love long movies.
7:26, so this Friday. So we got to go.
If I don't have to work this weekend, we're going.
I'm
Yes.
busy Friday, but Saturday.
You want to come? You want to come with us?
I want to see that movie.
Okay, we'll be in touch.
Hell yeah. Oh, dude, I'm so stoked for that movie.
I was gonna do a dance. Well, I mean, how many days is there? Could I watch all 9, or all 8 movies before then?
You know what I think?
I own all of them.
I'm gonna take a guess, and again, I've not read anything about the plot of this movie or anything. I just know from what I've seen from the trailers. I think it's gonna be like a From Dusk Till Dawn kind of thing, where it's just gonna fucking turn on a dime.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing where they kind of show Charles Manson a little bit, it's like, ooh, they might
Very-
just fucking turn and like halfway through into like a cult like slasher, not
Good.
slasher, but like a. That'd be pretty
I always
cool.
love that conspiracy theory with all the Manson and Hollywood killings and stuff. That was freaking awesome.
John Holmes was involved in that. Did you know that?
No.
John Holmes. You know who that is?
I do not.
Biggest dicks in porn history.
I was thinking, what is it, H.H. Holmes or whatever, the first serial killer in America? Was that his name?
Oh,
The guy who built a hotel for killing?
murders.
Oh.
That guy. I
didn't
think it was
know
H.H.
that.
Holmes. Yeah, he built a hotel literally with secret rooms and stuff so he could murder people, take their bodies down to the basement.
Oh.
He was the first serial killer in American
Did
history.
you see what got released? They were looking through the Vatican for like the remains of somebody from
Oh,
like
God.
1986. They found a shitload of bones in the basement in the Vatican. Like just kind of tossed it. It'd
The
be like if we
children.
just like all the stuff that's in this little garbage corner I've got, and they
the
were just
witnesses.
scattered. And it said the brother of the woman who'd vanished in '86, who they were looking for, was like, "Well, I hope there aren't any recent bones, or they're gonna have some explaining to do." It's like, fuck.
Oh, jeez.
And dude, it's the Vatican. It's fucking shady in there.
Was
Well,
it like the catacombs or something with that many bones?
No, it was a basement. Like it wasn't the burial crypts where all the popes are. It was where they just went through a basement because they found a lead from like forensics and from the new technology we have that led there. And they're like, yeah, we're just gonna kind of take a look around and there's just bones. Fucking bones.
What a
Here's-
shoddy job if they like. Don't you think if they were trying to cover up a murder that they'd be like,
But no
how
one's
about you put him somewhere other than the corner?
There's
Craig?
a rug with a big lump under it.
Father John, bury the fucking bones deeper.
Well, I'm just saying, like, fuck, I had something.
What are you going to do about it?
Right. Well, the Vatican never lets anybody in there, but this was like a murder investigation. So they're like, yeah, we got nothing to hide. And because if they didn't, they'd probably come in with a warrant and they would just escalate.
They can't because they're their own country.
But somebody got a hold of something and they went in there and they were
Well, I'm
like
sure.
dug through the shit and they're like, oh,
Sure, they're like, yeah, we got nothing to hide because it was like the new dude who's like, yeah, there's nothing down. It's just an empty basement, I think. I don't know.
And then they find this horrible cache of bones. So it's like now that the lid is blown open on this, I don't know if anything will come of it. Maybe it's nothing.
Maybe they're just holding them for someone else.
Maybe the bones of Christ.
I'm just going to say this.
The story came 2 days.
Thousands of bones.
2 days ago. It came out. Boom.
But then again, they might have just been searching for. Yeah, but that's in like a coffin.
I mean, the good news is, in like maybe in 40 years, we'll get a Tarantino movie about this, huh?
Hell yeah.
Man.
He's like going to be 105. Well, I wanted to do as much blood as I possibly could.
What is your favorite Tarantino movie?
Inglourious Bastards?
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
You can't poop.
Definitely.
It's his best movie by far.
It is.
Yeah, I don't think there's even a question about it.
gotta watch Hitler
like,
die.
Like there's probably like if you're gonna rate them, it's probably like a 9.8, and then Django's like a 9.5 out of 10.
Au revoir, Sosana.
Yeah, but like
I can't think of the name right now, but the one where they're all trapped in the cabin.
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight. I haven't-
No,
That's
no.
the only one I haven't
That
seen.
is Hateful Eight.
That
Oh,
is
Hateful Eight. Yeah, it is.
Have you guys watched the extended edition
I
on
love
Netflix?
I still haven't seen that movie. It's the
Yeah.
only movie I haven't
Watch.
seen.
It's in 4 parts in the extended edition, but it's 4 hours, so
Ooh.
it's up to
Yeah,
you.
and
But there's unused
Samuel L.
footage. and everything.
Jackson's rant when he's like killing that Civil War general.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite.
I did
things.
see-
One
the
of my
thing-
favorites at the end is, I can't ruin it for you.
I've seen the.
I must have been wrong about you, white boy.
I watched the Everything Wrong with video about it,
Oh,
so I know the premise.
Dude.
But the fact that they smashed that guitar on accident.
No, that was
just-
real.
Yeah, but he didn't know.
100-year-old guitar
Yeah.
from a museum, and you see Jennifer Jason Leigh when she does this. She's looking offset because everybody in the scene, including Kurt Russell, thought that was Kurt Russell thought it was a prop.
Yeah,
Everyone else knew it was real,
but he didn't know.
but he didn't know. And then she thought she knew it wasn't a prop. It was a 100-year-old guitar from a museum, and he smashed it. And then everybody on set panicked. He goes, "Relax, I paid for it," because he said he just rented it because he wanted the reaction to be genuine. And she goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And you see her panic and look offset when she was looking at Tarantino. I have a soft spot for Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, that is another.
I do
good
like
one,
the
too.
movie, but
Yeah.
it's just
It's his first one. It's not his best. As
And
far
you're
as
stuck in the middle with you without that ear cutting scene coming into it.
Do you count From Dusk Till Dawn as a movie?
no,
he wrote it.
He
was
wrote
in
it. He wrote the screenplay.
Robert
He was in it, but
Rodriguez
he didn't
directed
direct
it.
it.
No.
Yeah,
Doesn't count.
but he wrote it. So do you consider it?
it's a cousin.
Do you guys
It's a cousin-
ever
it's a cousin.
notice in Reservoir Dogs, no one ever finds Mr. Blue, the old guy? Has one of my favorite lines in all of movies. This girl, when they were talking about tipping, man, why don't you tip this girl? She was special. She filled my coffee 6 times. I want it filled 9 times. She wasn't anything special. This old guy goes, "Well, what the hell's special? She takes you in the back and sucks your dick." And Sean Penn's brother goes, "I go over 15% for that." Just like how he was doing shit before like anybody else did. Well, the tracking shot of them sitting around the table when it just revolved around them talking. You guys know what I'm talking about? When they're at the very beginning, and the movie opens with Tarantino saying, "Let me guys tell you what Like a Virgin's about. It's all about a girl who's dating a guy with a big dick." I'm not talking about big. I'm talking about John Holmes in The Great Escape. This guy's digging tunnels. God. And just camera just rotating, just all around, like half the table talking about this, half over here, and then they talk about like Madonna, and like the other side's talking about a black book, and finally it erupts, and like this big controversy, and then it goes into the no tipping scene. It's just a solid 9 minutes of people arguing, but it's just dudes being dudes.
I think that
I
is
like it a lot.
one of my favorite things about Tarantino is, like you said, he was doing things that people weren't doing before. And I think one of my favorite other directors right now, I think it's Edgar Wright that did Shaun of the Dead.
Yes, sir.
And
Very good.
Did you see Baby Driver?
I didn't. Oh, I did see Baby Driver. So good. But I love what he does with comedies, which is what no one else does. Like everyone else, all comedies right now are just dialogue driven. It seems like they're just the jokes are in what they're saying. But in his, it's different things. He's using sound effects. He's using background graphic things that are like off screen. Using cutscenes to make jokes about time passing, like that no one else is doing. He is.
Oh, like in
It's quite-
Scott
like it's
Pilgrim
quick-
I was
type
gonna
stuff.
say,
Yeah.
Scott, you ever seen Scott Pilgrim?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite.
One of the
movies.
most unique movies I've ever seen.
That movie might be some of the best like cinematography.
best. No, I would say,
I would say.
editing.
Well, yeah, that's what. But I
One of
mean,
the best
like
edited movies out there.
the way like that one shot where they're in the living room and they start playing and the whole room just like grows.
Oh, right.
It's like,
I mean, yeah.
Jesus
They
Christ.
do have a lot of
It's
good
just
set pieces that way.
For that to be in his brain, like when they were filming that, like this is what we're gonna do. It's like fucking genius. That guy's a genius.
Oh, everything about Sex Bomb is I wish it was a real band so bad.
It's all, well, it is. It's
I'm the
Beck.
trash man. Take out
The
Yeah,
your
we talked about this the other
The
night.
artist Beck wrote and like performed all of it. So
Who did what's her face's band though?
Who?
Captain Marvel's band.
Lily.
Who was
Oh.
that? Who was that? Maybe it was her.
Let's find out.
Oh,
I've always
what
had
were
a
they called?
boner alert.
Something at Demon Head. Clash of
Clash
Demon
of
Head.
Demon
Clash
Head.
of
I've had a soft
Kadi
spot
and
for
Nagi
Michael
twins.
Cera for everything. No, he gets ripped on a lot as an actor, but
Yeah.
I like him and I like what he does. What's
I've
the one
never
with him and the magic cactus? Have you guys seen that?
Oh no.
No.
Yeah,
What?
he like is like a drug addict with a bunch of friends and goes down to Brazil and steals like these cactuses that make you trip like
Oh.
crazy. And
Is that
goes
where
to the-
he's like an evil twin or something, and he like his bad side, and the only difference he has like a evil copy of himself, but it's just a little mustache, like it's just
No,
a barely
that's
mustache.
Youth and Revolt. But
Okay.
that is also a pretty good movie.
Is it really? I've always
Yeah.
wanted to see it. I never got around to
His
it.
best role is in This Is the End.
Oh,
where
where
he
he-
just
He's sucking on a
make
jukebox.
lovin'.
Getting his ass eaten.
Some chick's eating his ass. He's sitting there drinking a high C juice box.
He kind of gives Rihanna's ass a little tap, and then she haul ass.
She actually
slaps
hit him too.
Yeah, and
that
he's
was
like,
real.
"Don't touch my bum bum."
Oh, that's a great movie.
That is. I saw it in the theater. It was a good like meta movie.
I saw Seth Rogen. He was talking about some movies got coming out now. It was on that, what is it, Wired or some YouTube channel that's like a magazine or a website, but it's
Okay.
their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
They'll have like a celebrity come on to promote their movie, but they talk about their roles that they've done in other movies. So this one was Seth Rogen going through talking about every movie he's done. But he said for This Is the End, they had to lie to the studio that they weren't going to play versions of themselves. Because the studio's like, no, you can't do that. That's fucking stupid. Nobody's going to like that. And they're like, okay, we'll change it.
Wait, for
But
which
then they
movie
just
was
did This Is the End.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, yeah, okay, we'll totally change it. And they just didn't. And then the movie came out.
I love that movie. I don't own it, which is sad.
What's the worst movie you ever saw in the theater?
Skyline.
Skyline.
Robin Hood 2010.
I'll bring it up. Hold on.
Oh,
I got a hand job from that during that movie, and I didn't like it. Like it didn't improve the situation.
I can't think. I've never really seen a bad. I don't like.
Have
just
you ever
go
walked
to,
out in a movie theater?
No.
I was close
Well,
with Skyline.
I did have
So
my
close.
first ever asthma attack during Star Wars Episode 3 in like 7th grade, so I had to leave.
So when
But-
he was killing the younglings.
No, it was weirdly enough. I went to the bathroom, was kind of freaking out, and then I went back in, and then it was during the scene where the Wookiees are like on Kashyyyk. I was like, I gotta go.
I walked out on Glass. Was that what it was called?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was all right.
That's new.
Yeah, it wouldn't end. It kept looking like it was ending. I'm like, oh, here's the end. Okay, and then it just didn't end.
What movie? Glass.
You were getting
Oh,
edged the whole time.
So you didn't like it?
I
thought
mean, it was okay, but I was just like, I think I like was going to a party or something after that, and then I was just
Fuck
like,
it.
So you were just
just-
antsy.
I wasn't even that antsy. I was just like, it kept being like, this is the end. Oh, there's more to it. Oh, now there's another thing. It was like they kept having the wrap up scene like over and
Oh.
over.
Kind of like
Yeah, and then the twist wasn't that spectacular either. Like,
Please
was
don't
like,
say it.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No.
Okay.
I guess
won't say,
it's-
but it's
yeah,
like
kind of like Endgame, where it's like it could have ended with the funeral, and then it could have ended after that, and then it could have ended here, and then it just kept
But
going.
I think Endgame, what they kept at, like, it didn't feel bolted on.
No,
It was
right.
still-
It didn't in Endgame, but in Glass it did.
There
Yeah.
was another movie that I couldn't stand. It was called The Counselor, and that was 2013. And again, I had a woman with me, and again, I fooled around during it, and again, it did not help. And it was both directed by Ridley Scott. So what does that say? We had the rant about Ridley
Ridley
Scott
Scott
last.
gets you horny, I guess.
I mean, does good movies, but not all of them are home runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Skyline. I remember that Donald
worst.
Faison is in it.
It's one of the worst movies I've
Black
ever seen.
Scrubs is in it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Black Scrubs.
I just call him Black
Horrible.
Scrubs.
Skyline. Which one's
I
that?
saw this in the theater. Unfortunately, I've never been more disappointed with this money I've spent.
Now, is it is it an original writing or is it based on something
Oh,
like a
it's
comic
some
book?
own
Or...
thing, and it's just bad.
Who's
can't-
in this? This isn't
Exactly.
that rock one,
It-
is it?
I can
No.
describe this movie
Oh,
as
2010.
it reminds me of watching one of the B movies on Sci-Fi Channel. Like,
Yeah.
you ever watch one of those shitty ass movies?
Yeah, I saw
That's what
one-
it was like watching in the theater. I was like, how did this get to the theater?
Well, hopefully it'll get a Mystery Science Theater 3000 of it then.
That'd be amazing.
I saw
They're
one.
still
I
doing
saw a
that.
sci-fi movie one time. It was like medieval times, and the dude had like earrings in, like just like modern day earrings, and a fucking watch on.
Yeah, it's like, bro.
It was like, did you guys not pay attention when
Was
you're
it
filming?
Was it Battle for Planet Earth or something?
No.
I'm so
Battlefield
I'm
Earth.
so disappointed that this movie made a profit because it only cost $20 million and it made $68 million. That makes me so angry.
Hey, you know what though? You know
That's
what?
a big profit,
If
actually.
It's
Faison-
worldwide though.
If
Huh?
Faison was in it, I'm glad it did okay because that guy's good.
No.
and he doesn't get any roles anymore. He needs that money.
He's not good in the movie.
I don't care about
the
that movie.
movie's
I'm
made.
saying in
He is
general.
billed very bottom by starring.
What about like Brendan
Well, it's probably an
Fraser?
order of
Whatever
influence.
happened to him?
He's,
Good.
in
He's
that
living
DC
under the stage.
No, he's in that DC show now. He got normal looking again. He's in that DC show on their app. What's that show called with Brendan Fraser?
Brendan
It's,
Fraser does
it's-
Hollywood.
By the way, we want to talk about TV shows that made us cry. The fucking Scrubs episode with Brendan Fraser.
Oh yeah, that one.
When Cox gets to the funeral and realizes what's
Where
going
do you
on.
think we are right now?
It's like, oh my god.
Did you know that wasn't actually Brendan Fraser? That was a metaphor for his career.
bro?
Oh,
Yeah,
Doom Patrol.
whatever.
But he's probably made enough money off the fucking Mummy movies.
Mommy movies.
And then he was at
Hey,
which
don't you dare slander.
those are good movies.
1 and 2 is amazing.
You can get the triple pack on Blu-ray at Walmart, I think,
Yes.
for like $2.
Hey,
Oh,
if you go to
so-
Universal Studios, you can still see him during the Mummy ride.
Dude,
Oh, really?
He's probably making
the Mummy
money
ride
off
is
that.
great.
He's probably getting
Also-
$1 every rider.
The Mummy 1 and 2 are fantastic movies.
Yeah, they are. I'm sad I missed them before they left Netflix. Yeah.
Doom Patrol is Robot Man.
You got to look up sometime.
Third one's
There's this YouTube channel, Corridor Crew. They do like their special effects people, but they usually break down like special effects and say why it's bad or why it's good, like in movies. But they did. They took the Scorpion King
Yeah.
introduction and they
They just skinned him?
They used a deep fake to make his face better, and
Yeah.
then they like redid the lighting and put particle effects in just to like make it.
It must have looked great then.
It looks a lot better. Like it still kind of looks like shit because it's such a bad animation.
Yeah.
That like they didn't have a lot to work with, but they made it way better than it was.
I heard that ended up like that is because they just ran out of money in the budget. And they just said, okay, it's good enough.
Probably. I mean, it's like the ending of Black Panther, the last fight scene,
Yeah.
how it looks like garbage,
Yeah.
is because they had 2 weeks.
Wow.
Jesus.
I watched a thing that said they were given the footage 2 weeks before they had to like send the movie off.
Really?
It's like holy.
No wonder it
fuck.
looks rubber bandy.
It looks so bad.
Rubber bandy.
They do. They look like they're made of rubber. It's like the entire modern DC universe.
Is that the part where they're
Special
fighting
effects.
like against the train?
Yeah.
And everything? Yeah. That.
And the lighting's really like they just had no time to do anything.
Everything in that movie's good except for that fight.
Yeah, I think they shouldn't have ended it with a fight. It should not have had a final fight.
Should we
should have
talk about... Sorry, go on.
No,
I
that's
thought
not-
you were...
Oh, since we're back on Marvel somehow.
I was going to say we should talk about Phase 4.
Should talk about how Endgame became the #1 grossing movie of all time. It beat
good.
Avatar.
Good. Man,
Good.
I'm glad.
Fuck Avatar.
I'm glad a small studio like
movie's
Disney
terrible.
finally did some, got some money.
I'm glad Disney got a spotlight to be an up-and-comer.
No, but hey, real talk. The fact that a fucking superhero movie is now the highest grossing of all time, when that like 20 years ago was just the nerdiest shit ever, and nobody
Well, I think the part
awesome.
that's the most impressive. How many Marvel movies were in this cinematic universe?
20-something.
22, I'm pretty sure.
22. Okay, so the part that's impressive to me is that it pulled off this record when I feel like it would be very easy for so many people to say, "Oh, I haven't seen 12 of those. I haven't seen 6 of the movies. I need to watch them before this." But this is part 22 of this series, and part 22 of a series wins the most.
The most popular of all
When
time.
it could be so easy for people to just say, I haven't seen like hardly any of those. This isn't #1 Avatar that people talked about it forever.
I liked Avatar.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, some people
It's,
don't. But
I
like it.
overblow my hatred of it. It's a perfectly fine movie.
Avatar, yeah, it's Pocahontas.
It's Fern Gully.
It's special effects
Correction.
Pocahontas.
Fern Gully.
Remember that one?
It's Dances with Wolves with Fern Gully.
I will
never
say though,
seen Dance
the
with-
technology that advanced is a big deal. Like, fucking props to James Cameron, but the movie itself.
Now, has it made just the most money ever, or is it adjusted to the time that it was in? Because it doesn't like Gone with the Wind
Yeah.
still like blow
I'm
everything
pretty sure
away?
it does.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, adjusted for inflation.
Yeah. Yeah, Gone with the Wind. I think
The
of
big
all time.
difference
That's
here
the-
is Endgame did this in its first theatrical run, whereas Avatar took many re-releases to get where it was.
Hey, did
Really?
anybody kill themselves because of Endgame though? No, but they did for Avatar.
Oh really?
Yeah, you didn't hear that when it came out.
I heard that.
there was a
People were
special
so
depression,
depressed.
yeah.
Well, I heard that people were so engrossed in the movie that when they would leave and realize that life wasn't
Yeah.
like that, like they weren't flying around with connecting hair braids and dragons, that they were they were like depressed about real life, so they had to go to rehab and some. I guess
I
kill
want to
themselves.
say most of it was in like, if I remember right, a lot of that was in China.
Oh.
That happened because like they'd come out and be like, everything's covered in fucking soot,
Fog and
I get paid a
nets
penny a day.
to snap iPhones together for people like
Yeah.
us. I don't know why I'm
That's
laughing.
true.
Well, yeah, it's just
But I don't know.
the life we
that movie's okay. He's apparently making like 10 more of them eventually.
he
like,
wants to make 4 more.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wants it to be an anthology.
It's like just get on it, man.
Avatar, he's making 4 more.
Yeah.
Didn't it take him like 10 years to do the first
They
one?
have
keeps
like the next 2 in the
restarting.
can or something.
Yeah.
There's like 1 in the can already.
One in the can.
When
Hey.
is he dropping it?
In between the next Star Wars stuff that comes out.
A more important,
Good.
because Disney owns it now. A more important movie that's coming out. The new Jay and Silent Bob trailer came out.
Ooh.
Didn't see
It
it.
fucking looks awesome. Kevin Smith's daughter plays Jay's daughter in the movie.
Who's? Oh, Jace.
Yeah, like Jay had a kid with the chick from That 70 Show. I
Which
can't think of
one?
her name. The one who Kelso has a daughter with, and That 70 Show.
Oh, okay.
Harley Quinn Smith, is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you want to tell us why the new female Thor is awful?
No, don't think it's awful. I mean, it might be awful, but like
You were just ranting before
I've-
this.
oh
about
man,
how
I'm
it-
so these the feminists are taking over. I'm an adult virgin.
I'm gonna head out.
No, I don't give a fuck. It's like the Black Ariel thing. I don't care. Like, and I do care about the fact that like if you want a popular black character, a popular female character, just fucking make one. Like, it seems really. I'm not black or female, so maybe I'm just a fucking idiot. But it seems really disingenuous.
You're not an idiot for not being black or female.
No, I'm just saying like maybe my opinion. Like
It
maybe
does.
I'm wrong.
No, it's not.
But-
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I don't like that way of thinking. To say that you don't have an opinion because you're not the thing you're talking about. You know, Nate said that one
No.
time about when we were talking about abortion.
I'm
and,
saying
like,
my opinion might be misplaced because
But it's-
I don't know what it's like to be them.
Okay, but
what
it's
I'm
not
saying.
misplaced because it's an opinion. It's something that you can just garner from your mind, and then when you take influence after that from facts, then you can feel bad. But right now,
That's what I'm saying. I might be off base to begin with. But my
All right.
point is, it seems disingenuous to just be like, oh, this really popular character, we're just going to take them and make them black so that they have. It's like, no, it would be, in my opinion, it would be better to take a new character, make them black female, whatever, and just make them the new thing.
I
Like,
see what you're talking about.
what I
So,
mean?
like, they made Moana, you know?
Yeah,
and it's
that's-
a popular,
that's
like,
awesome.
Hawaiian
Or
character.
Coco.
Pocahontas. There's a lot of
That was
different...
based on some shady shit.
Yeah,
Back
and I mean, like, Aladdin. There's a lot of different movies that they've made that there's a bunch of
the
different races.
Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, so...
wouldn't that be fucked up if like they redid Moana and like the Islanders are all like they show all the Islanders and it says go get Moana and it's just like fucking blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah, the one white girl on
Part of your world. This is like they call her colonizer.
Oh my god.
Like Black Panther takes off the fucking hood. It's like that one. It was
It's
like Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, did you see that meme?
Yeah.
Where it's like Black Panther 2 and it's just Gosling in the suit. And just,
But like I made that Facebook post when the whole Ariel thing was happening. It's like the same people who are defending the black Ariel, which again I don't care, are the same people who complained about like Bryan Cranston playing the disabled person in that one movie, or them changing Ghost in the Shell to be Scarlett
White.
Johansson.
And Scarlett Johansson was going to be the
Yeah.
transgender.
Oh yeah,
character.
she was also supposed to play a transgender person. And they're like, why don't they get a real? It's like maybe she's the better actor. Maybe a million of them tried out. Who cares? But it's like you can't have one and then complain about the other one, or complain about one.
They're not allowed to complain about Scarlett Johansson doing that if Eddie Redmayne played a female like character on the Danish Girl.
Yeah,
Pick your battle
Pick
and
your
stick
battle.
to your
Yeah,
fucking.
And
Stick-
what
yeah.
about all the Eddie Murphy movies where he was playing both?
or Tyler Perry.
you know that
Tyler
movie?
Perry.
That movie Norbit is considered the worst, one of the worst movies ever made, like top 10 worst. Oscar winner
Really? For what?
Really?
Like best fucking editing?
Best makeup.
I mean, yeah.
Best.
Hey, I mean,
no joke. It's Oscar winner.
I'm glad that we somehow transitioned from the cultural blight of
to giant black makeup.
Eddie, yeah.
So my thought on the Black Ariel thing is like, it kind of makes sense, bro. Like,
Not really, because the
why does the sea person have to be white? Like,
no, they don't have to.
you know what I mean? Like, so the original one was white. Guess what? It came from an era where that was the norm. They just wanted to sell stuff.
But well, no, because it came around the same time as Aladdin, and they were fucking brown.
Where they
I forget what country they're from.
That
The
that
fictitious
color is
country.
technically it's not fictitious. They're from Saudi Arabia.
No, they're not. It's like
I actually just watched
Arubaba or
Aladdin
something.
like within the last year, and I was so
Agrabah.
happy. I was so happy when the guy's like, "Praise Allah." I'm like, "Yes, go Disney."
Get that in there.
What are you, a fucking foreigner?
Fucking phoner.
Yeah, my family's from Germany. We tried to colonize the world, bitch.
What I say? Colonize.
Colonizer. Well, so that by that proxy, then Ariel's gonna have to like dodge drive-bys the whole fucking part of the movie.
What?
What?
Red Dead
Well,
podcast.
it'll all depend.
I was just
It's
joking.
all going to depend on what era they put the movie in. If it's older,
Compton.
well, no, if it's older, they'll have to deal with her going on land and possibly becoming a slave, which will be actually pretty interesting.
Jeez.
That'll be really interesting.
That would actually be
She-
interesting.
Holy shit!
It's actually set in 2014 in Gary, Indiana.
Oh my god!
Whoa, whoa! I'm sweating.
But no, like it really doesn't bother me in the slightest. Like,
No, it shouldn't really bother us.
because like again, it's a mermaid. Like
Yeah,
what?
it's a
how
mermaid.
it's a fake thing. It doesn't
Flint.
matter what color their skin is.
There's no clean water left in Flint, Michigan.
He has to come up on a land
This
and fix
this
the pro-
makes your F word comment look like peanuts now. Because
Hey, you said all the bad shit.
yeah, I thought mine was bad, and then Caleb said,
No,
well,
Caleb's
if,
actually is.
If it depends on what time of the era
No,
it is, she's
hey,
gonna have to deal with
But
being
that, it could be an interesting take on the.
I think
like,
this would be the
right.
perfect time for an ad read right here.
crawl our way out of this pit. All right, what do you got?
I didn't think
You
I
had a
was
quick.
being racist.
No,
at
you
all.
weren't.
Oh yeah, I got
I'm
an
just-
ad read.
No,
I
it
like
wasn't.
making people uncomfortable, so I just drew attention to it. It's
Especially
not,
women.
I'm not uncomfortable.
I do have an ad read for us.
Do you want to do it, or you want me to do it?
I can do it.
Okay.
Fuck, it's his show now. Fuck you.
I'm bringing in all
You've
this,
been usurped.
the big money to you.
That's a book over there.
This is just
Yeah.
a potential ad read. This is not a real endorsement for the product that he's about to read for.
It's 2:37 a.m. and your best friend John is driving you home as your designated driver, taking you back to your place. You and your girlfriend are in the back seat. She's been making snide remarks for hours since you happened to tell a story that involved your ex-girlfriend. It was a funny story. It was on topic of the general conversation, but she did not appreciate it. Your destination, a low-level Taco Bell. It has a line 1/4 mile long, but that won't do. Everyone in the car is discouraged, but John just asks, well, what the fuck is everyone hungry for? Brandon, sitting shotgun, says, I could use a donut. You mentioned that you could just use a sandwich, and your girlfriend says some crap about Cheez-Its and Diet Coke. John, the driver, is fed up with everyone's shit, so what he needs is a pack of cigarettes. It suddenly hits you where to go. You direct John to the corner of 18th and Mulberry Lane. There, beckoning like a shining star, it stands, a savior in the night. Quick Trip. John parks the car as you all rush in. You grab your food and sit on the curb as others meander around the store. You take a bite of that hour-old, lukewarm chicken sandwich. You experience bliss for the first time in many moons. You can barely think about the fact that your 20s have nearly passed you by, and you have very little to show for it.
Too real.
You don't think of how you should have taken that entry-level job your parents wanted you to at that large company years ago. You don't think about how maybe you should have stayed with your college girlfriend Stacy despite her awful taste in TV and music. All you think about is that lukewarm, chickeny, mayo-y goodness. Quick Trip has saved the day once again. Everyone gets back in the car. As everyone is eating their food, there is serenity and peace. Stop in a Quick Trip today and get 2 Gatorades for $3.33 and 6 per customer.
Wow. You think they want us to say fuck?
I want to make that. I want to make that as like a man that narration over like a like a 2D, like just like South Park
just-
animation.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say just like a video of a chicken sandwich rotating really slowly.
That could work too.
It's got moist droplets on the side of the meat with the airbrushed grill
Chicken is-
marks.
dude, their spicy chicken sandwiches.
You have the thermometer in it and it says like 65 degrees.
room temperature.
Oh, the lamps don't even
I
work.
thought that was
going
gonna
to
go sexual for a second, and then
I felt
John
sexual
took his
for a
pants
second.
off.
John had other
And John's like, I know the way we can close off this night.
John had other intentions for the sandwich. We didn't judge him because we didn't care.
John
We
said,
were
"Do you
drunk.
guys have warm apple pie here?
Anyways, that was pretty good.
And sponsor them, Quick Trip."
Yeah.
Sponsor us. We eat at you so much.
You'd think that for us, they'd give us a little more for being inside them so much.
Ooh,
I'm always coming inside.
phrasing.
So, besides the female Thor,
Which we didn't actually talk
That's-
about.
Female Thor.
that's-
It's been in the comic books. It has precedent. There should be no backlash whatsoever.
well, I understand. See, I'm stopped.
There should be,
I've
but-
stopped. I've stopped saying there shouldn't be this or there should be this. The world is going to be how it is, and the fact that people have opinions is cool. Be it different from ours or the same as ours, and the fact that there's a backlash exists, I get it. I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm just saying
Why, though?
I get it. Why do I
Like why?
get it?
No, why is there like what is the problem?
I
See,
think
it's not up to you to make that judgment call.
No, but I don't know.
has-
I don't understand.
Somebody has a differing opinion than yours, and that's just how the world is.
I think
Like you've openly expressed how you think communism should be a thing.
No, I've
And-
never said
yeah,
that. Ever.
you opened up
putting
that
words in his mouth.
manifesto that time.
Listen, just because I have a picture of Joseph Stalin on my fucking wall.
Well, plus
No,
you
I
have
said
that hammer and
communism-
sickle tattoo on your left nut.
You should see what's on the right one. No, I said communism could work if done properly in a small subset, like a state, not a
they're called communes. They're
exactly.
little
There you
tiny
go.
things.
The nuns.
I'm
they
gonna-
do it.
But as
I'm
soon as you
gonna
get
have
over
a-
like 12 people, oof.
I'm gonna have a communist on here. There's a girl. She's from Russia. She is 19. I work with her, and she wants to come on, but she's always like, I can't.
Or is it more like Ghent?
The
Nyet.
motherland needs me.
If you supply the vodka.
Can you come on tomorrow? Nyet.
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 Nyet,
No,
comrade.
she has like no accent or anything.
That's so disappointing.
She's born in like
Yeah.
Waukesha.
Wait, why do you say you're from Russia? Well, that's something I say. Oh, wow, that pisses me off when people just. That's just.
I'm actually from Poland.
I did meet a guy that had a perfect British accent in West Virginia at a house party when we were at
West
a party in
Virginia.
West Virginia. And
Whoa.
so then we're asking him, like, where are you from in, like, Britain, man? He's like, I actually just have a speech impediment, and I've been pulling him off as a British accent for years. And we're like, oh, shit. Okay, you're doing a good job.
How do you
man.
know that? Like, you shouldn't. You didn't feel bad, did you?
No, I didn't
I was-
feel bad.
I was gonna say,
He had,
like-
a perfect British accent.
It's probably just some fucking homeless guy that just was faking it and just kind of wandered in off the street.
What if that was an actor who was just making a character?
Yeah.
Oh man.
But he was permanently
method
lost
actor.
in the method. Yeah.
Yes.
So he like couldn't bring himself out of character.
I've legit done like sometimes I'll be bored and like especially with my ex-girlfriend I would sometimes talk in accents.
Oh my god.
Now I'm lonely. But
Lose the accent.
but then I would like forget like I wouldn't be able to go back for like I'd have to be like no talk like talk normal, stop talking like a British person. Like I'd get lost in it. It's weird.
you couldn't bring. I told you.
Like, I couldn't break it.
You couldn't bring yourself out of the the method.
Hello, governor.
You
Hyper Cockney.
oh, you mentioned you have a problem with social media.
I
That was
do.
on one. You sent me a list of things you wanted to touch on.
Things I could talk about.
Yeah. Well, let's hear that
Like
because
socialist
I'll tell you what you're.
meetings.
I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Okay.
Just kidding. Go
I
ahead,
think
man.
the biggest
Something I would say.
biggest thing that annoys me is probably Instagram. I still go on it occasionally, like go in the morning, but it's the things that people do post on there. Just like I know they say when you go on social media, it like kind of makes you feel bad about yourself because people are only posting like the best parts of their life and
Happiness.
everything. But man, people are posting the most boring shit.
Unfollow him.
I mean, people, they'll make like canned corn and mashed potatoes from a box for a night and be like, my bae cooked for me.
Wife material.
Like,
So how does that make you feel like there's a problem? You just
okay,
think it's boring?
I think people the falseness that they portray themselves for. For instance, there was this girl. This was probably 3 years ago. She always looked like she was having a freaking blast. Every time that I looked at her on Facebook, it looked like she was like partying. Everyone's like having a good time. They're like going crazy. And then I hung out with her with a couple friends one day that like kind of knew her. And we had the most boring day ever. I think we went to like Mothy Lake. We played like on the playground and stuff. We went on a little hike. And she was taking pictures and stuff. And then that night, I looked at her Facebook, and she posted it like had an amazing time, and like her tongue's out, and like all these pictures, and like it looks like we had a fucking fun time. But man, that girl was boring.
I think it's important to remember next time everybody's going through their news feed, and it's like you see these people living their best life, and it's really probably mostly an act. I mean, but let me ask you this. You wouldn't be any more happier if they were posting, if they had that, and then the next day they're like, have a picture of like quad graphics. Jesus, wow. They have like a picture of quad graphics in the background, be like, time to grind. It's like, that would piss me off more. It's like, why the hell do I care if you're walking into fucking work? The next day, they're on like a Caribbean cruise, and I'm just like, well, that's what I want to see.
Yeah,
I want to see
You in a bikini.
I want to see bikini pics. I want to see zip lining naked. I want to see not just from women, but I want to see people living their best life, doing crazy cool shit. Because chances are, I have interest in them. Like, oh, where is this? How can I get there? How much is it? It just. I use it as to my advantage.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just jaded by it, but it's also like politics that people post on there. I don't know why anyone comments on politics, like whose mind are you going to change. I said something. BJ went after me a couple days ago on some comment thread. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was on like a Fond du Lac report or something.
Oh,
thread.
he's back to the reporter ways.
Oh yeah, man. I got to get my fucking top contributor status back.
I don't know. I think
lost
like somebody said all Republicans are racist, and I was like, that is an insane generalization. And then
I didn't say that.
No, you didn't say that. I think you came.
But all
back
racists
to my,
are
like,
Republicans.
Ooh, I like that.
Did the lights just flicker?
Yeah, that happens.
And now that is where I will argue with you. Is that all racists are?
No, it's not true. But
it's a fun
they're all
generalization.
conservatives. But
Black
no, I totally agree that
That's been a
social
TV
media
show,
is-
bro.
Social media is garbage. I can't. I wish I could get rid of it, but I can't. I was actually thinking. I was driving around the other day. I'm like, the internet was a fucking mistake. Like the internet should have only been for businesses. Like the fact that we have access to the internet was the biggest fucking mistake ever made. And
I think the thing that bugs me the most is when somebody on Facebook, like somebody around Fond du Lac, gets like a little bit of like clout. Like they get
Fame.
one post that like 150 people like, where they're like bitching about something. Then they feel like they are the new town squire and everything they say is God. And
oh
they're like-
god, yeah.
Then they have to comment on like every single thing that happens in town, like as if, and put out like a manifesto about every new restaurant that opens.
That ain't me. I don't review restaurants. I just fucking tell people they're dumb on the internet. There's a lot of dumb people in Fond du Lac.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of dumb people everywhere. I'll be
I
honest.
know, but Fond du Lac seems like the
I feel like I'm not trying to downplay your guys' opinion, and you have valid points. However, at some point, the personal responsibility falls on you guys to just close the app. Because it's not going away. And then maybe next time you feel
But
sad
if
about
I
yourself.
close that app,
Yeah.
what do I have to bitch about?
Exactly. Well, yeah.
Exactly.
But
Very
here's the
vital
thing.
part of human
Here's the thing with you who say you don't wish the internet didn't fucking exist, then
I didn't say that.
you or be only for business. But you said so you yourself don't want access to it.
I think that I'm not saying it's too late, but I'm saying I think society would be in a better place if the internet never existed.
I
think
disagree
there's
with that
so
so
much. No,
I think
there's so much bad
Did you say
shit.
you disagree with that?
Yeah.
Me too, and I'll tell you why. And I'll even play to your card.
The free flow of information is too important.
The exchange of information and ideas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm sorry.
there's a lot of
Just
bad
because a lot of
information.
people are too dumb to handle it.
Right.
It's not.
That's what I'm
everyone
saying.
else's fault.
BJ.
No, I'm not. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that
BJ, you know I'm a Christian, and I know you guys are atheists, and I'll say this to even stand on your guys' side. If the internet didn't exist, the world would still be trapped in like that puritanical thing, because I feel like the free exchange of information and ideas has led to the decrease in Christianity and the rise in atheism, because it's just there's so much exchange of ideas and sciences and stuff that goes against creationism and Christianity that completely destroys and melts all that. So I feel like if the internet didn't exist, you would still be in a world like the fucking 50s and 60s where June Cleaver would stay at home with her
Hell
pearls,
yeah.
with her pearl necklace.
Wait, should be.
And Ward would come home, and then they go to church for 7 hours a day.
and then
I'm
he'd
just
smack
saying,
her
like,
when the meatloaf was burnt.
You-
the way it should be.
you want the internet to be gone. You think like it's done more harm than
No, I'm not
good.
saying. No,
I think that you can have that opinion, but I think you're wrong.
To build on your
that.
point, I think it's a double-edged sword with all of
Yeah.
it. Like, the internet is used in now countries where they're planning these giant protests through the internet for their companies or their countries that are corrupt. That wouldn't have really been happening.
Arab Spring.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been able to be organized without the internet.
We also wouldn't be able to clap these alien sheiks.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
it brings people
important.
together, but also it is completely reactionary and it can destroy people's life. And because information travels so fast, it's no longer the 24-hour news cycle where what happens at 5, then we'll report on it tomorrow at 5. Like, what happened with those kids that at that Native American where the guy was drumming in front of that kid's face and everyone
yeah.
attacked that kid, and then it turned out the Indian went up to the kid and was clapping at him, and
Yeah, it turned
just-
out the kid, all he did was just stand and be awkward.
yeah,
I
and-
would have smiled too, just like.
And then
like this.
the internet like found out where he lived, found out his school, tried to get him suspended, were calling his parents, giving him death
Threats, yeah.
And then
Fucking
like
16.
well, but
and
I
then
did.
like 12 hours later it came out like this kid was just standing there.
yeah.
Because they found other footage.
As
Yeah.
far, yeah, but I did see another video though where it wasn't that kid, but kids in that group were going around like harassing people.
Yeah,
Sure, there was
But
shit
that's
on,
any group of
there was
teenagers.
shitty
Yeah.
on both. There was shitty people on both sides as well.
Yeah, there's shitty people everywhere. But that's what I'm saying is like, okay, I simplified the problem saying that the internet should have never existed, but the fact that there's so much bad shit that comes out of it, like just. You said the spread of information, which is true. You can spread good information ideas like, yes, Christianity is going away finally. But you're also seeing an increase in like white supremacist movements gaining traction and like bad shit happening because you can target stupid people now.
Right.
And get them the information you want.
I
And that
think
works for both
on the other
sides. That works for your side too.
On the other side of that, it also makes it a lot easier to target those groups and kind of clump them. So there's, by being on the internet and kind of joining stuff like that, they're painting a huge target going, hey, look, we feel this way. It's easy for a lot of other people then to be like, now we know where you are.
If
and
they
who
just
you
wanna-
are.
If you're talking about that, I think a more interesting conversation would be, should the dark web exist?
Ooh.
I don't go on that shit.
God no.
No, I mean, no one really goes on it, but like that's like used for exchange of drugs. I mean, if there's also people that think information should be free, but I just heard a stat yesterday that like the sex slavery in America is like has a profit margin bigger than Burger King by like multiple amounts.
You know that no, I don't want to get into that. I'm sorry.
No,
but
no,
I'm
no
sorry
one wants to
continue
get into that, but the
no,
dark web
You're
stuff.
I'll let you talk about anything, but I personally won't comment on the whole sex trafficking thing.
No, I don't want to comment
What are you
any
gonna-
more than I have.
Do you agree with me that you think it's not as big of a thing in America as people say it is?
I don't want to say anything.
I think it's bigger than people do think it is.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
I just
Yeah.
When you have
don't
people uncovering celebrities and shit having like all this shit going on.
No, I'm not
and,
saying
like,
it doesn't
places they go.
exist. I'm saying like this isn't fucking Thailand. Like you're not like
Well,
I
no.
see all these posts like, oh my god, if you see a van next to your car in the parking lot of Walmart, it's like nobody's fucking abducting you.
Maybe
what
not
happening
in-
is they're grooming children like from fucking childhood.
I can see why you didn't want to comment on this.
It's not that it's. I just think it's too dark of a thing that I would like to get into.
And here's something that you might have not known about it. Did you know Norbit won an Oscar?
I fucking said that earlier. God, step on my fucking lines. Oh look, Top Gun.
That movie was actually a money laundering scheme for the trafficking industry. A lot of people don't know.
To cap off this conversation about the internet,
Another ad read?
because it's too much. It's we're gonna go on forever because I feel like all four of us have different
Hey,
opinions.
we can't knock the internet. We live on the internet.
Right, exactly. There are days when I hate the internet. There's days where I love the internet. My final consensus is do yourself a favor. All four of us should do ourselves a favor and just, it's going to be like fast food. Limit our intake.
Hey, man.
Because it's there for, it's not going away, and it's not going to be, when you feel like something's making you upset, instead of scrolling to the next thing, just close the fucking app. I read
see.
shit every day that bothers me, and eventually, and I'm guilty.
I've evolved to the point of it doesn't really bother me anymore.
Well, then that's good. Like it, but do something about your problem. Don't say it needs
I
to
yell
go
at
away. Don't say it needs to go away, and don't say that it's a bad
I
thing
didn't
that
say
it
it needs to go
exists.
away.
But don't say it's a bad thing that doesn't need to exist either, because that's wrong. It's not going to go away. You're just frustrating yourself. I highly just recommend everybody who's listening just
I
limit
think
your
you
intake.
misunderstand my point.
You're not making it clear enough. Then
I'm saying if we just never made it in the first place, I think we would be possibly, I don't know, I can't see alternate dimensions. We would probably be in a better spot as human beings than we would have been.
mentally, maybe
Mentally, at least. But you could say that about a lot of things.
fair. Tom Cruise is in the new movie. I'm excited for Top Gun, Maverick.
What is he? Oh, fucking. I still haven't watched the trailer or whatever came out for Top Gun.
It's exciting. Like, it does a very good job of like showing footage and then cutting
a
away really
sequel?
quick. Yes.
Okay.
Also, The Witcher. I'm a huge fan of the game, and the trailer finally came out. I cannot believe how fast that got made. They announced that maybe 2 years ago, and the fact that it got so much traction right away and actually came to fruition rather than sitting in development hell is very cool.
Do you think?
They make Star Wars movies in a year and a half
Here's-
now. so,
that's
like,
true.
Well, right, but
they have so
but remember
much.
how? Think of the gap between Jedi and new and what's the first one? Oh my God,
Phantom Menace.
Phantom Hope.
Well, it's not like they were working on it the whole time.
That was technology based.
Lucas was like, "I'm done," and then he's like, "No, I'm not."
Plus the reason, from what I've heard, maybe this is wrong, but the reason he waited and did them in the order he did them is because he wanted technology to develop first before he would do
Yeah,
the
I
first
heard that
ones.
too. He wanted the first three to look like spectacular compared to the second three, so that it showed that the dark side, like it made things look like everything was
Yeah.
worse then.
Plus, like the flips and the lights, all that shit was more prominent.
When I saw Attack of the Clones when I was like 11, I saw it on open. I've seen every Star Wars on opening night.
Yes, sir.
And I remember seeing the footage of Yoda flipping,
Well,
and
not
I
every
still,
Star Wars.
you're gonna not like this. When I was that young, even, I rolled my fucking eyes so hard I nearly went blind because I'm like, he did those backflips fighting Count Dooku, and I just went,
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I did
It was
too.
awesome.
I was like, he's 800 years old in that movie because he says he's 900 in. Okay, so he's middle 800s.
Right.
He's 900 in Empire. He says that. He says, when 900 years old you reach, look as good you will not.
Yeah.
But I just like.
Do you know why he aged so quickly? This is a theory I just came up with. I don't know if it's
God
true.
damn it.
But notice when people, the Jedi start dying, how he like grabs his chest and starts getting weak.
You think he has a
I
connection
think,
to all of them?
I think that all of them dying made him weak, and that's why in just 30 years he became basically a decrepit old piece of shit.
I do think that the light side of the Force being lessened by the Empire's existence definitely could have put a hamper on it. Also, I should save this for the podcast when we do the Star Wars one.
That's gonna be a while.
We're gonna
from
go
now.
deep.
You might as
We're
well
gonna go
bring
deep
it
for
up.
like 2 seconds
you
here.
just pulled a save it for the podcast while on the podcast.
So basically,
so
Dagobah, where he exiles himself, is actually shrouded in the dark side, and that's why he went there to hide his presence from the Emperor. There was an ancient there's a bunch of shit. If you read,
because-
I read almost every Star Wars novel in existence from the Legends lore, and there's a lot of shit
Didn't
that
they
goes on there.
reference it in Clone Wars show?
They might
thought
have.
they went there at one
but
point.
basically, there's this trilogy of books that comes out. In my opinion, they're actually the best Star Wars trilogy in existence. The Heir of the Empire series.
I could be wrong, but
Did you say The Witcher is made in 2 years?
No, they announced the Netflix show in 2 like back in
2 years ago.
2017, and then a couple months go by, and they said that they're possibly casting Henry Cavill, which caused him to leave the DC universe. And then they film it, and then now they have a trailer, and it's set to premiere between October to December.
Oh, this is for a TV show.
Yeah,
Mhm,
on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh yeah,
Do you think-
The Witcher 3 took like 5-6 years.
I was gonna say like
The game took forever. Yeah.
I made it in 2 years. Put those people on
And
Half-Life.
Cyberpunk took 8.
Keanu
More than
Reeves.
8.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Do you know his name in the game? What is it?
I don't remember.
Johnny Silverhand.
Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
What
That's
a great
fantastic.
name.
Here's a question though with Witcher 3, Witcher the show.
Witcher.
I wonder how it's going to be received because in the trailer it says it's based on the book, and from what I know, the book and the games aren't the most similar thing. In the world.
No, there's a bunch of divisions from the books to the games.
So I wonder if people are going to go into it being fans of the games and then going, "This isn't like my video game."
Yes, you're already preemptively angry about it.
I'm not angry. I'm just saying I
You're
wonder
getting
if that's
ready
gonna
for
happen.
the complaint. It definitely will.
I'm not a Witcher fan, so I really don't
One
care
of the
either way.
big. I actually went on Reddit for this, and a lot of the complaints were about his swords. In the game, he carries 2 swords: a silver one to kill monsters and a steel one to kill humans. And in the show, he has one, and it's made of iron.
What if he's going to acquire the other ones through his
That
journey?
could possibly be.
Why doesn't he?
Then,
should be a
then
writer.
they released a picture like a couple of days before Comic-Con. It said, "See you guys at I've taken my horse to Comic-Con. See you guys there." He had a sword on his back, and there's a sword on the horse. The sword belongs to the horse. The horse uses the sword.
Why don't you just
sometimes.
use the silver sword all the
silver
time?
because
Silver's weaker than iron
well
or steel or whatever.
in the books he mentions the fact that iron can kill. There's plenty of monsters that can be killed by iron over silver, but in the show or the game, the silver one's used to kill monsters. The steel one is used to kill humans. I think the silver one, the mythos of the werewolf being killed by a silver bullet. It's a bullet, I get it, but this is gonna sound really dumb.
Well, it's silver in
The
general.
silver one. What if it's not sharpened? What if it's just he kind of just whacks at stuff with the silver one until it dies? Like it's a baseball
It's a
bat.
blunt object.
It's
Oh
a
my
blunt. It
God.
does blunt damage.
It's a blunt
And
object.
then the steel one is the super sharp one that needs to cut through like armor and shit. Monsters. There's like 3 monsters in the game. You played the game?
No,
Oh,
I'm not.
I thought that's why you were intrigued about the timeline of it.
I
Okay.
do. I just remember I read about gaming, but I've not played it.
That's considered 2 years ago. IGN released top 100 RPGs of all time. That was number 3, I think.
What was number 1 on their list?
Do you want to guess?
Wait, was it IGN or was it Game Informer?
IGN.
Or
I'm
no,
sure-
Game Informer
I'm
did
sure
a top
Game
100
Informer-
games, I think.
Yes, Game Informer I think did their own list, but yeah, it's like
Their number 1 RPG.
RPG.
Was it like,
Of
They're
all
probably going to say
time.
fucking Zelda, the original Zelda.
yeah, I was going to say probably Zelda, Wind Waker, or no, Ocarina of Time.
Ooh,
I'm going to say the
I have no-
original
I literally have
Zelda,
no idea.
Legend of Zelda.
you want to guess?
No, I don't want to guess.
I don't
Is it
agree
like Grand
with
Theft
it.
Auto 5?
All wrong.
What is it? I have no idea.
Number 2, Baldur's Gate,
Oh.
Okay.
and number 1
Which is a new one.
of all time. They're redoing it. They're remastering it.
Or
Baldur's
wasn't it-
Gate coming out.
No, then it wasn't Baldur. They just at E3 they showed that thing with the Cthulhu dude. There's a new one that everyone's. I thought it was Baldur's Gate.
It might be.
That
Well,
they're
they're
like, oh, there's a new one.
remaking Baldur's Gate. It's not new. It's just a remaster.
Well, something's getting new. I thought it was Baldur's
The
Gate.
number 1 RPG considered by all time by IGN, Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
I didn't know that was an RPG. I thought it was a side scroll.
I didn't know that was a.
No, you're thinking of something else. Chrono Trigger is a RPG.
I didn't know
played
that.
it.
Interesting.
It's a top. It's a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah. No, I know that.
Oh.
That's it. Why? What was their reasoning behind that? I'm curious about that.
I'm looking it up.
Oh,
It's
nice.
the game that the dude who wrote the list liked the most as a kid, probably.
Probably. I mean, that's how most lists go. You know.
It was Ryan McCaffrey's favorite game. That guy's on everything.
Yeah.
But yeah. Pokemon Sun and Moon number 30 already.
I've never played a Pokemon game.
Chrono
I'm
Trigger
sorry if
being
you're
number
Except for
1.
Pokemon Stadium.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Final Fantasy 6 being number 2.
Never got into Final Fantasy.
I was 7. Not
I'm
2.
I'm very off. Number 3 is Baldur's Gate 2, Shadow of Am. It's not even number 4, Pokemon Yellow.
good.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck
Number
yeah.
5, World of Warcraft.
Man,
didn't
your
know-
list your
okay.
list was bunk.
No, I know. It's very bunk.
I didn't know Pokemon were considered
screwed up.
RPGs.
Number 6, Planetscape
Pokemon are
Torment.
considered RPGs.
Oh, big
Yeah.
time.
Number
You're not-
7, Secret of Mana. Number 8, Diablo 2. Number 9, Vagrant Story. Number 10, Witcher the Wild Hunt.
Okay, so what about? I'm curious, BJ. What what doesn't make an RPG? You're a character that has things a party that is leveled up, that learns moves, that attacks and defends. You have items in your inventory. You have an overworld that you can visit people and go do things.
The role-playing part.
Well, it's an early RPG. I mean, they were made in the 90s. Like, what
Do you
was
even get to
Zelda?
pick
It's the
your
exact
name
same
in
thing.
Pokemon?
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
can name yourself your Pokemans.
Pokemans?
What are you, my mother?
Yeah, the Pokemans. They're all Pokemans,
That's a
right?
fun
Fun fact, I had a dodgeball team that we put in the high school contest at the end of the year, and we were the Pokemen.
Ooh, I love
and,
that.
And we put all of our names into Pokemon names.
What were you?
It's wonderful.
And then your numbers were levels.
What were you? What
Were
was
you
your Pokemon?
Onyx?
What was your
I
Pokemon?
think instead of Diglett, I was Gimlet, and then
Yes.
the
Yeah,
next year
Gimlet.
I was Alec Jim.
Alaka Jim. I like that.
Oh, wow.
BJ, if you've never played Pokemon, I would recommend getting this game called Poke MMO, which you will probably really enjoy. It's you can reload a bunch of the different ROMs for the different.
I played Pokemon Go.
No,
Does that count?
no. Get Poke
doesn't.
MMO. You can get ROMs for a bunch of different generations and play through them.
Is this on the browser?
You know
No,
what?
it's a downloadable.
You know what? I'm gonna take back what I said about the internet before because
Fantastic.
as much as I did see a Tumblr post one time. As much as I hate Tumblr, it was a screenshot on Facebook. But it's like the week that Pokemon Go came out was probably like the most
Wholesome.
united that humanity has ever been.
It's true.
And that's probably true. Like everybody, like I went down to the park and it was like every type of person was down there. Like, oh man, don't worry, I'll drop a fucking incense. Like I'm like, my God, this is beautiful. And it lasted like a
we
week.
needed more things like that in the world.
I
I
just
think it lasted like 2 months that I was
Yeah.
in Stevens Point. There was this one like little park, this pond that we all sat around. I would throw up my hammock and just like lay out there and there'd be all kinds of people. It was a great time to be alive.
right by the lighthouse, Lakeside Park was just like
Oh,
literally
that place
hundreds.
was
It was
hopping
hundreds
for
of people.
Pokemon Go.
I just saw the episode of How I Met Your Mother where Barney, they finally revealed why he had to leave during the conversation, and he says, "I have to go," and because everyone thought that he was annoyed by the breakup
yeah.
talk, but actually he flew to San Francisco to get Lily back for Marshall, and everyone at the table was crying, and this is what I'm gonna say. I'm pretty sure that when Trump took office, he knew no one liked him, so he commissioned Pokemon Go to be released early.
Oh.
That's why it had so many bugs in it, and he says,
Damn.
everyone's going to hate me, but maybe someday they'll realize that I was the one who pushed it for, because remember how bad it was when it got released. There's this. I'm saying that he pushed it out early out of development, and then years later from now, they'll be like, oh, he was the hero we really needed, but he took all the hate, like the black,
Batman?
like the Dark Knight, and like he'll be in a nursing home, like everyone will have like these awesome like conferences and rallies for him, to say like how much they loved him, and he'll just smile and he'll breathe his last, and that'll be it.
I think
That's top 10 conspiracy
I'd say
theories
that's
right
definitely.
there.
A
And then the
I think you give him way too much credit.
I just made that up.
And then
That's fantastic. I enjoyed that.
the
That
crowd
just
will chant
has-
some racist shit, and then it'll be over.
That just passed
White is right.
Hollow Earth is one of my favorite conspiracy theories.
Hollow Earth.
What about Donut
Can
Earth?
you
Yeah,
prove
there's-
the Earth isn't hollow?
Well,
prove it to me right now.
There's an entrance in Antarctica where you can go in, and there's still a Nazi lair down there.
Did you hear about that? They're finding pyramids in Antarctica now. Is
That's
that a
fa-
myth?
we
Yeah.
talked about this. It was
I want to be proven wrong.
okay. I can Google.
I want to be
it.
proven.
Snopes.
I
come
want to
here.
be. I want to be proven wrong by you guys.
Snopes is the left-wing agenda. It's not real, Caleb.
What's Snopes?
Thank you.
Snopes is a fact-checking site.
It's an yeah.
Actually, I thought Politico was the left-wing agenda.
oh no, they all are. Anything that says anything that Republicans disagree with is.
By the
part of
way, this is from 2017, so I don't know if it just happened.
Okay,
insane.
well that's
Were enormous pyramids just discovered in Antarctica?
False.
False. Boom.
boo.
Well, that's what they want you to think.
Yeah. Snopes is in on it. George Soros owns Snopes.
Got a wink in the code. Like, it's not real.
I do think that the thing that's fascinating about all the conspiracy theories is the way that people make themselves believe it and go through all the connecting dots that can make sense and
I don't get
why
it.
this
My
means
favorite
this
conspiracy theory is Darth Jar Jar.
That's
Anyway,
real. That's not even. That's
I
not
do
even a
like
theory.
that.
Probably half of it's real. But anyway, this is one of my favorite things. Since at least 2016, a collection of pyramid-shaped mountains in the Ellsworth Range of Antarctica have been used by a variety of click-peddling websites to argue that there may have been intelligent humans. That was my favorite thing I've ever read, click-peddling websites.
Can I just, as long as we're talking about fake news, can I just say that stop sharing things from that worldnewsdailyreport.com. Everything on there, it's literally fake. It's not even satire. It's just they make up fake shit. And people are like, oh my God, I can't believe it'll be like, man shoves 30 hamsters in his ass and gets pregnant.
I know that guy.
Oh my God, I can't believe this happened.
My uncle, dude.
Dude,
It's
he's
like-
sitting right there.
There he is.
See him fat.
Yes.
So at Comic-Con this year, the Marvel released its Phase 4. No, I just have had this up and I want to talk about it.
Black Widow.
I have a
About
bunch
time.
of pictures. Yeah, so we got Black Widow, which looks like it's being released May 1st, 2020.
It's going to be a
It's actually
flashback. I
way
assume.
sooner.
Maybe
Than,
you guys
that's
see-
way sooner than we
Next
thought.
year.
It's less than a year away.
And so when do we think this is going to take place?
Not recent.
Well, like I've heard a lot of I've heard a lot of things talking about like
Origin
in the
story.
5 years of Endgame. The 5 years that passed during Endgame could take place there.
I think it'll be an origin. I think it'll go back to her.
I like that too because David Harbour is going to be in it.
Ooh.
But hasn't it been like 7 or 8 years since she first appeared in a movie?
Here's the thing you got to remember about the Marvel universe, that the timelines make no fucking sense, like at
They're
all.
pretty
I will
loose.
be so
loose.
fucking angry if she like the beginning
Stands
of
up
the, no,
in the
if-
beginning.
no, and the no, yeah,
Cracks her
If
back. Oh, yeah.
She stands up. She stands up, and it's dark all around her because it's of the world where she is, and you see this light off in the distance, and then there's 2 lights, and then there's 6 lights, or however many there are, and it's just Tony holding up his hand and says, "Thought I lost you."
Oh shit, boy!
And this is like, oh, everyone's fine. Sorry if I just
But no,
ruined
they
everything.
explained. No,
for
they explained her
everybody.
not coming back though.
Yeah,
'cause
Endgame
Hulk
Marvel
has,
spoilers.
No, Hulk has the line, or Bruce has the line like, "I tried so hard to bring them back. They tried, but they couldn't." So like, they kind of said that they're all dead, or they're dead for sure. The ones that got taken
What
back.
happened? Oh, they brought that. Never mind.
So I'm sorry, this is like a total offshoot, but these Dude Nation things have like the what each state is represented for, and so far I haven't seen anything really bad. But Connecticut, all they have is a field, a farm, a farmhouse, and a dude doing a fucking wheelie in a dirt bike.
That's Hawkeye. That's Hawkeye's farm.
Not joking. Look, it's just that's
Yeah.
all it is. It's just a
That's what Connecticut's known for, apparently.
dirt bikes and brick houses.
I would like
Rick.
to. There is a superhero in the Marvel universe that I think we should all petition for, and this is serious. All the entire city of Fond du Lac. should
They're already
petition for him.
making a Squirrel Girl movie. You don't have to make. a petition.
No, when I was in South Dakota, I remember I wanted to get into comic books when I was living there, and I went in and picked up a comic book, and it said that this comic book character was sitting in his mom's house in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Oh,
And,
heyo.
so then I thought, like, this is freaking weird. Here I am in Rapid City, South Dakota, and I see this. I thought there's hidden cameras or something. I did more research, and he was born in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and he was for a while in the Avengers.
What fucking
What?
character is this?
Quasar.
What?
Quasar
that
is
name.
from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin.
Look it up,
He uses
Please, yes.
he uses Captain Marvel's bands when Captain Marvel is dead,
Whoa.
and I would want to petition to
I
get
wonder
a
if this-
Quasar movie to
Oh
put
my
Fond du Lac
god, this
on the
guy's
map.
probably been at
Well,
Slim's.
Fond
and
du
we
Lac
didn't
is
even
on the
know
map
it.
in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Besides the Chris Farley thing, have you ever seen the movie There Will Be Blood?
Oh yeah.
So
The
check
guy,
this
the main
out.
character's from Fond du Lac.
Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, but Quasar.
People cheered in that movie. I was in there.
Oh, that's old.
We can't expect this to happen until like probably Phase 6 or 7 because they're not going to kill Captain Marvel off anytime
We're gonna
soon.
be dead
No.
by then.
Wendell
people wish.
Vaughn, I believe his name was.
Wendell Vaughn.
Wendell
Wendell
Elvis
Elvis
Vaughn.
Elvis Vaughn. That's better.
Oh my god.
Once a lowly agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., Wendell Vaughn's life changed when he donned a pair of quantum bands to protect the...
Holy shit.
Place of
What?
origin.
Boom!
Fond du Lac,
What?
Wisconsin.
No way.
I got to bring this up. Hold
That's
on.
fucking. Who wrote? When did this guy? Did Stan Lee make this guy?
Oh my
There's no
god.
way.
No.
He's too small.
This is like an
So
offshoot of
apparently there was. I did a bunch of research. There
Group
was.
affiliation, Avengers.
Yes.
Yes! Let's fucking go.
So
I hate this city, but it makes me so happy.
So I have his #1 edition. I have like the first one ever made of
Oh
him
my
through
God.
10. There was a comic book artist for Marvel that apparently was around, I think, born in Oshkosh, and he made like the Great Lake Avengers, and then he made Quasar.
What? Great.
Wow.
Back it up. Beat.
Like Avengers.
There is a Great Lake Avengers that
like
you
a
should look
Canadian.
up. They are a weird group.
It's probably like
I think I've actually heard of that because there's like a
weird offshoot.
Well-
the Great Lake Adventure.
there's
Yes.
It
there's
sounds-
always like there's I think there's a Canadian Avengers. I forget what
There's
they
West
might-
Coast Avengers.
West Coast Avengers.
Oh,
That's like
Great
Jesus.
Lakes Avengers.
They're
I
all
told you.
tatted up
There's
with guns.
Justice League, and then there's Justice League East or something like that too.
West Coast Avengers.
East
Or,
Coast
what?
Adventures. They just fight each other all the time.
Yeah, we that East Coast.
The Beast Coast.
So this should be the uniting thing of Fond du Lac is that we petition to get Quasar, a
God.
Marvel movie.
I bet the next Guardians will have a reference to him or something like that.
It's As Guardians of the Galaxy.
At the very end, Peter Quill's gonna be on the map again, like punching coordinates, and like as he's swiping, there's this. It's like it shows the fucking like Winnebago at the bottom has a star on it.
Yeah, like, yeah, Quasar. It'll just have,
Oh my
You know what
God.
the
it'll
best
have
part
Bond's
is,
name,
too?
whatever his fucking name was.
Best part is they wouldn't film it here. They'll film it in like Canada or something.
Oh no!
Wisconsin has no tax credits for
No,
movies.
it's not necessarily true because like they've been
Fucking-
shooting a lot more on location.
Hey,
recently.
didn't you just run for like office or something? Why don't you get in there again and pass that bill so we can get the
Yeah, get the
It's
tax
only
credit
for
bill.
Fond du Lac.
Film more movies here.
shit? Shit. The passion just flew out of
Well,
him.
remember that time they tried filming that Johnny Depp movie here, and then they're like, "Your downtown is fucking garbage. We're going to Oshkosh
Yeah.
and Beaver Dam."
That's true.
Well, better that than not in our state.
that's 'cause
Also,
it took
Rachel
place
Weisz is going to be in Black Widow, so that's cool.
Who's that? Great segue into Bug My Jug.
She's in The Mummy.
Oh, the English woman?
Oh,
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Patience is a virtue. No, it isn't. It's one of my favorite.
No, it isn't.
It's one of my favorite lines. It's
I
like
just
the only line I
Beatles.
know.
and
I
then-
like the
okay,
Beatles
so-
part.
Later in 2020, we got the Eternals coming out.
Scarabs.
I don't know anything about them.
They're called Scarab, BJ.
Fuck. I know. Whatever.
I think this is going to be one of our segues into even more cosmic stuff with the Marvel
Is
Universe.
that now? I don't know anything about the Eternals. So
It's Quasar.
I mean, neither do I.
Quasar. We need Quasar. in there.
Oh man, we got to get a Quasar poster for The Office now.
Fuck. Oh my! If you can find one.
Dude, I'm gonna be the biggest
No,
Quasar
he-
fanboy.
you could have
he is
the-
more popular than you'd think if you like in comic books.
Hometown fun.
Some dude.
We got to go to Comic Con next year as all like Quasar and his team.
I'm gonna order a Quasar comic book, and then some dude at Marvel's gonna be like, somebody just bought a Quasar comic book.
Like what the fuck? He'll get a little ding on his phone. He's about to tie the rope, and he just gets. Oh my god! Someone likes it. We save him,
I just got 0.2 cents.
dude.
I have like 30
Whenever anybody does
Quasar
that.
comic books. I can,
Okay,
I can
so
lend you guys.
in
the
all
only one.
in all fairness, I feel like if he gets big and this gets out that we were the original hype team for Quasar, I think you're gonna have to get the most attention from it because you have the most cred.
I'm gonna get a Quasar face tat.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Wait, what's
Get the word fond du lac on your fucking cheeks.
Yeah.
Oh, fondue. It won't
D-lac.
fit. Fond-du-lac.
Let's get do. I'm
Fondue me.
hyped for this. This movie.
So
will be
the
cool.
Disney Plus streaming service is gonna have a bunch of shows. This is one of them.
Oh, it's a show.
Yeah, this is gonna be a
cool.
Disney Plus show on Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Wrong title. They should have called it Blacked in America.
By the way, oh my god.
Oh, whatever.
I think in that title you would need a Brazers logo on it.
Oh, I didn't know this. I'm just reading the thing about it. So it's coming fall 2020. It's gonna have Daniel Bruhl. He's gonna reprise his role as Zemo from Winter Soldier.
Ooh, I liked him
That
as an
guy's
actor.
fucking weird looking. He's
a good actor, though.
And they showed footage at Hall H featuring Zemo in his purple mask for the
Oh.
show. So that's gonna be sweet.
What was
Oh
the
no,
thing
I was
that he
thinking
said
not
for?
Zemo. I was thinking what's the fucking little dude's name that works for Hydra?
Captain America.
Zoller.
That's what I was thinking
Nice.
of. Yeah.
I really like the fact that in Endgame they gave that little reference to him being a Hydra agent, but they did.
Captain
Captain
America.
America.
Oh yeah, like the
That,
comic
that
book thing.
little
Yeah.
bit, he goes, "You guys, it's okay, Hail Hydra," and they just give him the case. And Frank Grillo is in there for like maybe half a minute, and he's like, they probably gave him like $5,000. They're like, "Oh, thanks, I'm gonna go back to boxing in my
He's
basement."
probably still under contract, honestly.
Or they just like
He's dead though, isn't he?
Yeah, but
Crossbones?
they usually will over contract them so they
Yeah.
can do stuff like that for free, basically,
Gotcha.
Or
Oh, that's
or
nice.
or
and
for
creepy.
less.
or they
less.
just like use the footage and fucking change Captain America in the original.
Oh.
Like they pulled
Scott Walker.
Crispin Glover on him
What? What's that?
from Back to the Future. He was only ever in the first movie.
Who's Crispin?
The guy who plays Marty McFly's dad.
Oh.
And he didn't want to be in anymore, so that's why in I think it was Back to the Future 2, he was upside down in the house on that like hover thing, and they used the look-alike and did prosthetics to make him look
wow.
like. And Crispin Glover sued them for fucking millions.
win?
And he won. He fucking yeah.
So I just sits on
Big
his ass
time.
with Back to the Future money.
Well, he was in fucking. What was he in Zoolander or something?
I don't know. He's in
something
stuff.
weird.
He's a fucking nobody.
He's a weird guy.
Shang-Chi.
So this is something I know nothing about. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, February 2021.
You know what Marvel will be really well off doing is bringing back the fucking Netflix shows on the new.
They're
fucking
going
platform.
to.
Nah.
No, they said they're
not?
not.
Nah, they had their time.
Fuck no, dude. Those
Especially if they're going to be in. We'll see. I'll have an explanation for it later when we get to the next.
Punisher.
Probably on the next slides.
But,
But this is another Disney Plus show, WandaVision. It's an original series with those two. I think
but
I'm
he's
assuming. Well, I'm assuming they're going to go back in time because I've heard some things. That
I
they're gonna-
liked Vision a lot.
Yeah, he's great. I've heard some things that they're going to be. It's just going to take place in like the 50s, so some time travel.
I
things happening.
loved when she came. I physically laughed. I looked at you. I wish you would have looked at me in the theater. She goes, "You took everything from me." He goes, "I don't even know who you are." And it was just the most casual, like, "Who the fuck are you?" It wasn't like it wasn't dramatic. It was like, "I don't fucking care.
It
Get
was-
away."
to me,
for
it was
her to
a-
be like a badass moment.
It was like a straight up anime moment for me.
It was what? Anime? It
was like an anime
over the
moment.
top. Like over the top dramatic kind of.
Yeah, like it just reminded me of like a very anime moment.
It was like it was just so like
Like she was the
played
anime
off.
character, and then he was
Yeah.
just like, I don't even know who
Well,
you are.
that's
I
what's
know who
perfect
you
about
are.
Marvel is they're really good at making tension and then just breaking it with a
Yeah,
one-liner.
I
like,
could not
perfectly.
believe how funny
I
Far
saw
From Home was.
everybody ragging on this fucking logo,
Another,
but how like
it's
sloppy
fine.
it is.
It's not
But
sloppy
it's like
at all.
it's Loki. It's
Next Disney.
chaotic.
It's
You know
another.
what, though?
It's also another Disney Plus show.
Those are Viking symbols.
Exactly. That's why it's
They're
fine.
yeah, those are all different.
Runes.
Beans.
Well, no, you're right. It's yeah. That one no, that hang on.
You
And
guys
this show's
gotta
gonna be
watch.
really
That's
good.
heroism, courage, and I'm just kidding, making it up.
Okay,
I don't know
fucking
if I
okay,
can-
Clark Kent.
Yeah.
This means hope.
It's not even
No,
an ass,
watch Norseman on Netflix. I think I've
heard it's
recommended.
pretty funny,
It's
huh?
so fucking funny.
Is it? Yeah.
Runes. Did you write these runes about me? Because they're actually like Norwegian people, so they pronounce everything funny. But it's fucking. It's such a.
They probably
great
pronounce
show.
it right.
It's so like.
Now this is how we can get our Marvel shows
Oh,
back.
Did you know?
yes.
Multiverse? The Marvel shows that we have experienced on Netflix are probably in a different universe.
Did you hear
God
what this
damn
is
it.
going to be? But they're not in a different universe. That they.
They say the event. They never reference anything specifically.
A couple times they say.
Doesn't-
So is this a movie or one of the shows?
They
This
reference
is
the
a movie.
Hulk.
This is now going to be the next Doctor Strange 2, basically.
But did you hear what this is going to be?
Multiverse of Madness. What?
It's a fucking horror movie.
Yes, it's supposed to be very scary.
I'm excited.
Very
I
excited.
want to see that.
Scarlet Witch is going to be in it as a big thing. Apparently,
make
the TV show WandaVision is going to lead into this movie, so that's pretty cool. Scott Derrickson's coming back to direct again. Super excited.
You know
One
what,
of
Is that the last one
for what?
for the movies that they're making?
Phase
No,
4?
there's
No, there's
more.
more.
Okay, I got it.
We're getting a What If series for Disney Plus, so we're going to get a bunch of like the What If comics one-offs that happened. We're going to get a bunch of that happening.
Superman fights Muhammad Ali.
Cannot wait for this. It's one of the.
What?
That's
show.
an actual comic. It was a
Hawkeye.
DC, but
You're getting a Hawkeye TV show for Disney Plus. So this Disney Plus service is going to be
Jeremy-
well worth the $6 a month.
Jeremy Renner's going to be making some money.
Then we have Thor: Love and Thunder.
Ew.
Boom.
Natalie Portman.
This is going to be fantastic. See, everyone is saying like, "Oh, Portman is a female Thor." I don't think they're going to call her Thor. I think she's just taking up Mjolnir, like the mantle.
She's a Thor
and,
S.
and I'm guessing
Right.
Thor.
It's gonna
is
be done so
be off
well.
with Guardians.
Right. It's going to be.
So-
She has to like take up, and the reason she's going to be picked is because Thor made Valkyrie the new ruler.
Yeah.
Why would she not?
And Valkyrie's apparently a lesbian, so everyone's.
she's,
but,
she's non-sexual. Even
I
though
would-
she's
I don't
hot
know.
as
Taika
balls.
Waititi is going to do fine.
Taika Waititi's
so I'm
going to make
not
this
worried.
movie fantastic. Doesn't matter the content. Like that's why I'm really not worried about it. Is because he's going to make the movie really.
It's actually just a
good.
Thundercats movie.
And then we have Blade announced.
Blade.
With
Now that is
with
cool.
I can't think of his name right now, but the guy.
Ejiofor. Or no, Marshala Ali. Sorry.
Yeah, Mashar Ali.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic. I
But
can't wait.
this one is not coming out in Phase 4. Apparently, it's coming Phase 5. That they wanted to announce it.
So no Guardians 3.
Yeah, that's gonna be Phase 5 as well. This is Guardians.
no
3.
Avengers in Phase 4. But who knows? Phase 4
They
might
don't
be
have an announced Avengers yet. They could be.
in Phase 4, but Phase 4
The Black
is
Panther.
basically sounds like it's just next year.
Right, but yeah,
So-
Black Panther. He confirmed it's happening. They don't know if it's Phase 4, Phase 5.
I hope they get Coogler to direct it again.
Captain Marvel 2 was confirmed.
That's when Quasar can take
And
over.
then Fantastic Four was confirmed. Fantastic
Nice.
Four was confirmed. It's coming, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be interesting to see how they do it. See if they actually bring them from the '60s to today. Through
That'd be
like
cool.
that would be pretty fantastic. See what I did there? But
Fantastic. Ho, ho, ho.
hey-o. But yeah, and that's the last one.
What
for
if Chris Evans plays Johnny again?
That'd be awesome, but it's not
And-
happening.
It's just a whole alternate universe thing.
Now I don't know how long you guys normally do this podcast.
We should go to like 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but how do we start this Quasar thing? How do we
Oh.
get this going? How do we get the movement happening?
Oh my
how
god. Patreon.
do we the Patreon?
Support Quasar. Well, first we have to write to the guy who created him.
Yeah, I want to see him again. Let's bring him up.
Wendell
again.
Vaughn.
Yeah, who is the creator? It should say on the right side.
Let's see. Publisher Marvel. First appearance created by Chris Claremont, Dave Cockrum.
Dave Cochran.
Bachram.
Dave Cochran. Okay.
Came out issue 1 in 1989.
1989. That's not.
You know,
That's,
I have that issue.
that is older than Guardians of the Galaxy, and they got a fucking movie.
It went until
That's
1994.
older than me.
60 issue run
Pretty good.
over
not bad.
5 years. It's not
I
bad.
think he was in Avengers before that, before he had his own issue.
Maybe. Let's see.
Oh, there should be like an appearances thing, shouldn't there?
First
Or-
appearance. An X-Men comic. Let's see. In 1977,
Oh my god.
X-Men Spotlight.
There's like 10 people in Fond du Lac.
Incredible Hulk. What? Oh. Anyways,
Well, who knows
Yeah,
when
he,
his
like-
actual origin came into play?
yeah, a bunch of different things. He's in the most recent thing looks like he was in Captain America Sam Wilson #7, which was May 2016. Interesting. But yeah, that's kind of neat.
Which would be during the Marvel Cinematic, so he might be in the Falcon. Let's rate the people who do What If. And-
What if in the What If show this is just one of them.
Well, yeah, what if
He is Captain Marvel instead of Captain Marvel.
Quasar appears in the 2016 video game Marvel.
Lego Marvel's Avengers.
Yes.
And the Marvel Future Fight is a game. Let's see. He's a mini boss in the video game Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
well
Nice.
as Neutron, because I believe that
That's
looks
one
like
of his
old name.
things.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, he's got a bunch of different things going on. Let's see how
Oh,
much.
let's just make a fucking Quasar movie. Get the hype up.
We'll make the Quasar movie.
like a fan film.
God.
Look at Power Rangers. They made
So
a
we
Power
just
Rangers
started-
fan film, and then they made an actual one.
GoFundMe for our own Quasar
Quasar.
movie.
My God.
We'll get the city of Fond du Lac to give us some tax money. Yeah, when's the next city council race? You can run again.
April.
Did you? Yeah. What
Right?
was up with that? Like all of a sudden I saw you like running for some kind of office.
That's that
and
too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. What happened?
I got last.
Oh.
6th out of 6.
You know you can blame everybody. That's like one thing where you can blame everyone else.
You fucking
Yeah,
assholes!
yeah,
Vote
yeah.
for
You
me.
vote for me.
Thought we were friends. You have like 4 siblings and you had like 3 votes. Like what the fuck?
Man, I'm sorry. Just don't identify with your policies.
No, I've always thought about running for something, but
Oh my
I've
God.
said too much bad shit on the internet that I would never win.
Dude, they don't take people with cancer.
It's only a
There you go. Hey, first edition, $2.50.
Damn.
Let's make it happen.
Wow.
Dude, I could play him. That looks like me. And there's a Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
the Cosmic Avenger now in his own book.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah.
3 great. Wait, what did that say? 3 great what? 3 great places.
3 blind mice.
Dude, yeah, let's make a fucking Quasar fan film.
Oh my God.
I'll play Quasar.
How would we even do that?
What do you mean? How would
How'd
we
you
do
dip
that?
We get
Quasar
that
that
horrible-
quick?
I've got
Looks like
fucking.
me.
I own After Effects.
Oh my
and
God.
Premiere. We can figure this out.
Blender.
Yeah. No, we'll do all practical effects.
Oh my
I made some awful YouTube videos in college for a film
Are
class
they still up somewhere?
on YouTube.
Are you still actively on YouTube, like on your channel?
It's under my name on YouTube.
Okay.
What's
are-
funny is this is the seller's name is the Mandarin.
It's
Are you subscribed to my channel?
I don't.
The real
know.
question.
If you type in Jim Lorgan on YouTube,
I
you will
just
find
did.
me.
I'm
I
way
did.
I found you. You have 2 videos.
Yep,
Wow.
I made one
great.
called The Breadwinner, which got me an A+.
97 views.
Really?
Damn, big time.
Cruising through town.
You just go on there and it's like 20,000. Like, what the fuck?
I just subscribed to you. I'm your only subscriber. I'm your only subscriber. Yeah, so yeah, now you have to subscribe to me.
Hey, who's
Because
that?
I almost have 50
Is
subscribers.
that your wife?
No.
She's hot though.
Is that your girlfriend at the time?
No.
She's
This,
single.
this video needs to be on Reddit and the bread stapled the trees.
Whoa, what?
That subreddit.
How many takes did that take?
She eats bread pretty good though.
This got you an A.
This got me an A+.
How long is
Damn.
this?
This how long did it take to make
No,
this?
how long is the video?
2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes of her refusing bread until if you fast forward to the end and you can find which bread was the winner.
So this is about forcing a woman to something
I get
to
it.
eat what
That's
she doesn't
fun.
want.
Wait,
so that's
rewind.
kinda
That was the
nice.
same chair I'm sitting in right now, I think.
Oh,
What?
Hey.
Oh, no,
no,
it's
it's a little
different, it's
darker.
different,
It's a
it's different.
darker.
It's different shape too.
Colors are important.
What college is this film?
Stevens Point.
Aha.
It's like
That couch looks like our couch, though. No, it doesn't.
No, it's-
Oh my god. Is that Dan Molson?
No. Dan Molson's much skinnier.
she could rifle through my library.
Dude. Jesus.
She's not on stream, but then nobody knows who it is. Yo, that's that. I know that kind of bread. I've gotten that kind of bread before.
There's
It's all right.
potato bread.
I suppose we should be watching this on the stream too.
No, don't, because now people are gonna know who I was talking to.
That'd be copyright infringements.
By who?
No one.
Exactly.
He's gonna fucking strike us right away.
Bread.
How much money did it cost to buy all this bread?
This film had like a $15
stole it.
budget.
That's
for
it?
the
Only
bread.
$15?
Bread's pretty
That's
cheap.
so good. He had the tally and it's like $2
This
a
was
loaf.
during the
This was the expensive bread right here. The garlic bread, the winner.
Oh.
This was during the Obama administration when bread
Also,
prices were okay.
she was a champ because that bread had just thawed from being frozen. It was very
Oh.
cold and mostly frozen. She was eating it.
Oh, and oh wow, gross.
The
All right,
fuck?
I don't want to see this. Green Day and Muse. He's a mixer.
Oh, no, this is an ad. This is an ad.
Oh,
20 terrifying facts about the deep web
Dude,
and why it
weird.
isn't safe.
it's
No,
weird because we were just
Oh,
talking
it's
about
been-
the deep web before.
I really don't
hurt
want
us.
to watch that.
Let's go.
No.
Yo, we should just make shitty top 10 videos.
We should be making top 10 videos,
Fuck
but
no.
we should also purchase this comic.
Top 10 Quasar comic series.
Oh my god.
Top 10 facts about Quasar.
Could just start doing facts about Fond du Lac.
I have not done a review video in a long. I only have one review video. I eat vegan cookies,
See,
and then I got violently ill about 2 hours later.
Jesus.
Yep.
Dude, I'm serious. Let's make like a really shitty Quasar movie and just do all practical effects. We'll get a 3D printer. We'll print a little Quasar figure and just do all this like miniature shit like the original Star Wars. Boom. We'll make millions.
You know what I want to say right now.
Post it
Right?
on Reddit and then it will go viral.
What do you want to say right now?
Well, BJ can't even stream, so I mean, what are you gonna? What are you?
Whatever,
What are you
man.
trying to say here? That you're gonna make a whole fucking movie?
I'm sorry, I have a day job.
Yep. Me too. I found a coin in the parking lot, and it has a lot of ancient markings on it. It was under my door when I opened it. Like, look at that.
It's fucking Canadian.
What?
Just kidding. This,
How is that Canadian? It's got markings on it. It's pre-war.
this is alien, dude.
Let me see it.
Oh, this is Greek.
You,
No,
you
that's not-
bullshitter. You. There's no palm
I
trees
see
in
that?
Greece.
Can I see that, please?
Wait, there is. The bigger text on the front looks like Greek,
They're all
and then
olive
underneath it, it
trees.
looks like
Where'd
fucking
you find this?
In the parking lot.
It looks like-
I'm
like
pretty sure it's Chinese.
Cantonese.
Mandarin. Show it to Jim. He's learned.
This looks like it's from the Middle East.
He's a college man.
They
Yeah,
taught us all that in
Greece.
college.
The Middle East.
That's
Greece.
definitely some hijab
Did you-
writing. That's
did
like hijab writing on the
Whoa.
side.
Okay.
Whoa,
like,
whoa.
language. Did you pronounced
pronounced
graduate?
hijabby.
Did you
What?
graduate?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. What do you got?
I got a bachelor's in business administration and
shit.
marketing.
Very good. I have 2 associates, so I'm kind of up there with you. I can.
Yeah, we're
if I
his 2
pool them
associates.
together.
Like that's definitely some.
I'm pretty sure this is not from this planet.
Fuck, yeah, it's not.
That's like some fucking Goku money.
From
right there.
Quasar.
You notice when you press this, a holograph comes out.
Pew! Help me, Obi-Wan. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It's just you doing some alien like come clap these cheeks though.
Oh.
I'm at Area 51.
That's definitely like I think it's Chinese.
I think it's Greek.
That's definitely not Chinese. I found it.
Oh my god. What kind is it?
Oh wow, yeah, it's right there actually. It was the first one.
Palm tree coin.
Yeah, there it is. That's exactly it.
Coin. Click on it. It's a YouTube video.
Watch, it's from like a shipwreck from like 1,000 years ago.
These are worth $1 million. I would jump over the table and strangle you.
We
and
would
kill
no.
you.
We would just get it. We would go turn it in and pay for the studio for the year.
Oh, funny.
I would literally
Funny.
murder everybody in this
I'll
room.
cut your throat with this fucking Jesus fish, dude.
And then we'll pay off all our debts. We'll be fine.
That's probably some dude fucking talking. Put the volume on so we can hear it.
He doesn't have speakers.
If you want to, then I'm in my personal level, check out my life book and see what challenges I had to overcome. Wait, let me read this. Let me read about this guy's life book.
He had a
Doris,
challenge to
The
this.
torments of the modest, secluded farm life.
He had a challenge to get this. I found it in a fucking
This
parking
book
lot.
has been put into screenplay
All right.
format. There's a lady.
Screw the Quasar movie. Let's make a movie
Wait.
about that guy.
There's a
So,
lady.
oh yeah, I was gonna say, can you eBay it?
I'm just going back
Oh.
to find out what
That first one. The
It's an
silver
Iraqi coin. All right. Goddamn.
Iraqi.
Holy shit!
I told you it was Middle Eastern.
Bro. Oh, shit.
You know,
Actually,
all,
no, wait. I'm wrong. These do not look like it at all.
all I heard was
one. It's Greek.
No.
Mykonos.
it's not Greek, dude. There's no palm trees
Oh,
on Greece.
those are coins for the arcade down the street.
This is
I
100%,
thought it was a token.
100% not. All right.
It's Israeli.
No. Oh, it might be.
I need to see
Is
the
there
other
children's
side. I need
blood
to see
on it?
this one. God. BJ.
Dude.
BJ.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Hey, they stopped.
It is okay.
Hey,
It is Israeli.
They stopped blowing up hospitals. I'll stop making fun of them.
God, that reaction you just had. It looks like
crazy.
10 air got coin. Looks like it's $15. Let me see that again real quick. I just want to see if I can find any markings
Yeah,
on it.
you can see with your eyes while I
You're
hold
lucky
it.
it was 15.
Oh man, 15 whole dollars.
16 was the threshold where he would have
Costs
killed
more
you.
than that to fucking.
No, that's a comma. That's 15,000.
It's a decimal.
What is it? Hebrew date 5721. Okay.
So I gotta take this to some Hebe and get it dated.
There's only There's only 12,000 of those.
Keep it, bro.
There's only 12,000
well,
put it in
I
mint?
assume mintage 12,820.
We don't.
12,000
Well, we
BC.
don't. We don't know the year for sure. If this is, I guess it could be because.
Wait, let me see. Wait. No, scroll. Wait, stay there. Let me see the fucking. Is it square? Like no. Wait.
No, it is. I looked at it. It is.
It seems a little more
That's right.
rounded.
No,
See if can you look and
See how
check
it-
if these symbols are the exact same here?
Yeah, let me.
You just found it in the parking lot.
Yes, it was when I opened my door.
That's so weird.
What, you taking off? Taking off?
Not yet.
Yeah. Sick of this
Waiting
coin
for the.
bullshit.
Are these symbols?
Oh, wait, I should probably show the. Hold on.
Are these symbols? Oh my God! Let me make sure.
No, dude, now everyone's gonna come after me.
Guess what?
There's probably like
Flip it
an
around.
Iraqi
Okay, flip around the other
assassin
side.
out in the parking lot looking for his coins right now.
And then I accidentally
Oh, no,
kill
it's
him and
out of-
everyone gets scared.
Move
of
that way a
him.
little bit. Okay.
Like in Go to Prison or whatever,
Oh,
when he
all
kills
right.
him with
They
the
saw it,
boating,
whatever.
the boating fluid or whatever. No, don't hurt its integrity.
Now
It
it's worth
just went into a crack in
$14.
the fucking wall. It's gone.
God.
I could have been rich.
There's like a.
Could've been
There's
rich.
like a gumball machine.
$15.
What? Did you say it's in a gumball?
It just lands.
We should actually get that like put into like one of those things where it checks the
I like that.
Oh.
authenticity.
With the money from that, we can probably produce the Quasar movie.
Oh
my God.
We too. Yeah. Hell yeah.
my
Quasar
God.
movie.
I'd leave the country with that.
After World War II, Zionist leaders sought to
Composition.
create a Jewish homeland for Jews.
Oh,
Zionist. Okay, wait, hold on.
Oh my God.
Wait, this is from 19. This is from the founding of Israel,
This is from 1961.
aka the found.
I have
No.
to pee.
I should.
I also have to be.
When was Israel actually founded?
You
I
go
don't know.
first. Well, no, I
It looks like a more expensive coin. No,
was like, Mitch, why are you taking your keys?
That's
10
cool though.
And Israel
Egorot.
might not exist anymore in a while, so.
Thank God.
Wow.
Two-state
Whoa.
solution. Hey,
Hey.
I don't like their government.
There's a really cool coin on that
What
page. that had, like,
government
a
in the
panther
Middle East
on it.
is good?
It's from Wakanda.
Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
Our allies at Saudi Arabia.
Stop.
Well, the whole thing with the Middle East is like that whole. Well, they've been at
I
war.
start conversations like that often in the bar. The whole thing with the Middle East is
It's not racist. It's just like
it's not.
that
I'm
war's-
not racist, but
there is no but. I'm not racist. There's been a war
I'm
going
not talking
on.
about you. I'm talking in general. This people. It's
There has
just funny.
been war going on in that country since the dawn of time, and it's not going to stop till the world
That's
ends.
not actually true.
Yes, it is. The wars
Middle East,
predate.
the Middle East used to be like the scientific fucking capital of the world.
Doesn't mean that there wasn't any war there.
Well, there's been war everywhere, but it hasn't been like a shithole forever.
yes, it has. You think that?
Okay, Trump.
okay. End the podcast on that. That is
Oh my
the
goodness.
Middle East is a piece of shit. Good night.
just,
was
it's just
fantastic.
yes, it is.
I'm a
Podcast.
We're producing this Quasar movie. Okay, so
Off of my coin money.
Yeah.
It just translates to Aladdin's castle. It's like great. You can play one game with
I just
this.
thought of a funny Michael Trump crossover. Michael from The Office Trump crossover.
a mom.
But it's kind
We need to purchase all of the Quasar comics so we get some.
of literally all of them in the
So
world.
we know what to make our movie about.
Will that be like $25?
Well, this one of 10 of them is like 20.
It's like, I'll trade you all my Quasar comics for one, like, Archie comic. Just anything, please.
Oh, is this the one where he fingers Veronica?
God.
Dude, every Quasar comic is like, just so he's in the same universe, there's like Captain America runs by for like 2 frames, and that's it.
I'm relevant.
So it's like, I'm Avenger. It's like, no, dude.
God.
That's the one where he finally gets to second base. With
He
Betty.
holds Captain America's shield while Cap ties his shoes, and he's like, "You're an Avenger now,
he's
buddy."
taking a shit and he's like just touches the shield.
That's the whole comic.
No, I don't think I will.
Let's just make a fucking Quasar parody movie.
Oh my god, we just shit on him the whole time.
It's just
And then they turn it from a serious movie to a comedy. Dude,
fuck.
I would,
A lot of how many? 110.
So 1 to 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 22. So this is a good place
Why
to
did you
start.
say 11 to
we
16?
should just go to House of
or
Heroes
1 to
someday.
16.
Up
I say
in-
we should
up
all
in
go to House of
Oshkosh?
Yeah.
Do you guys have any Quasar?
They might have it. I guess we could ask
And
about
he'd be
it.
like, I have Quasar.
I'm going to keep this stuff in my cart in case.
Quasar sounds like a fake
We need it.
currency, like alien currency.
Are you?
Like Quasar. It's like
How many
you owe me
Quasars is that?
16,000 Republic Quasars.
So we're going to need 13.
It's like a Star Trek thing.
Okay. But yeah, so that's a good one. Oh, last one. Oh, boy.
Oh my god, are you?
How many?
No.
How many?
I'm just putting it in
Quasar-
the cart for now.
How many Quasars are in a Stanley nickel?
Stanley Nickel.
You know what a quasar is?
It's a. It's like a
it's a
quark.
star, isn't it?
A quasar is the light. Well, it's basically a supermassive black hole that emits light from all the stuff coming in the disk, or like going around in the disk, whipping around
Okay.
like the middle. So it's when a supermassive black hole gets so big that it's producing so much like pull and energy from all the dust and shit that all that shit lights up to be brighter than a
So
star.
your mom's booty hole. Oh. Anyway,
Basically, yeah, it's just a really bright. It's the accretion disk of a black hole.
I just wonder one
quasar
time
is.
if we could go this entire podcast with just being a little bit more professional.
Did somebody say the word secretion?
accretion disk.
Okay.
secreting
Secretion.
dust.
Secreting
At
dust.
least you didn't say any hate speech this time. So I'm
Yeah,
proud
you
of
did.
He did say he didn't like Israel, so I mean,
I said, I said blacked in America, and then I said, what did I say way earlier that was really bad?
I
too?
think we did
Oh,
say
it's
something.
Ariel's dodging drive-bys.
Yeah.
half the
Yeah,
fucking-
we were talking about Gary, Indiana for a while there. And,
Compton.
that's where we had to move to our ad read.
that's true.
Surprised you didn't make
God.
I'm surprised you didn't make an Ariel's dad joke.
I saw some
not like
people
she would
trying to
know.
get. This would be amazing. I saw people talking about they should get Terry Crews to play her dad.
I saw that too. That was pretty
So
awesome.
good. That'd be amazing.
No, they should get Busta Rhymes to be your dad.
James Earl
There you go.
Jones.
That guy's gonna be dead. I'm surprised that guy had enough stamina to walk into the studio to be Mufasa.
Why not
DMX.
Tyler Perry as the dad?
That would be cool. That would
Hey,
be very cool.
In all seriousness, Tyler Perry himself is a good actor.
He's a great artist, honestly. Like, even though he makes those silly movies, like
Shit movies.
you know, like he makes the whatever they're called,
Medea. I'm a
Medea
fancy
movies.
old
But
lady.
like, honestly, that itself is an art form. It's a very specific thing. It might not appeal to us, but he's appealing to his people. You know, like he knows.
What do you mean his people?
Hey, people he grew up with.
There's,
Eddie Murphy did it first. All right, it's a
there's
genre of movie.
there's one black guy on our shift, and my buddy asked, like, "Do you actually like the Tyler Perry movies?" The guy didn't answer. He kind of just stared at him. Just did this. He's like,
Like, yeah, I left.
He rolls up his sleeve. He's got a Medea tattoo on his
a
fucking
full
arm.
Medea sleeve of all the roles.
Oh.
All I'm saying about it is like they're geared towards
Yeah.
like
The blacks.
They're geared towards African American. Like honestly, like he's making them
No,
for a very
yeah, that's
specific subset of culture.
Yeah. And I mean, if he must obviously keep getting money for it because he keeps doing it.
Well, like,
so
they
it's-
cannot be expensive to make.
It's just
he
it's
plays
literally-
every character.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
they
it's a
can't be
fat
expensive
suit.
to make.
Featuring Tyler Perry and Tyler
What
Perry.
if it's just him fucking around in a dress and he filmed it and then just kind of cut it all together and made all these movies for like pennies and then just raked in all this
It's
profit?
the same fat suit he got like for the
Well,
first
that's
one.
the thing. Like all they have to do is make like the different prosthetic suits, really, and
I'm sure. Well, like, you guys watch special features on Lord of the Rings where they had to sit in the chair for 7 hours a
Yeah,
day,
dude.
and get that shit put on them.
But they actually tried.
Now in 2000, well, that was 2001 when they made the first movie. They had to sit in the chair for 6 hours. Whereas in The Hobbit, it took 45 minutes one time, and they made them slip-ons because the technology's improved so much. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
no wonder it looked like shit in The Hobbit.
So how you were mentioning Tyler Perry was like a great actor. No one knows it. I did see surprisingly somebody posted something about John Mayer and how he's like one of the best blues guitarists like in the
I've
world
seen
right now.
something about that.
And I looked up some of John Mayer's like blues stuff, and it is like very, very good.
Oh, really? He was in a movie called Gone Girl. He was a lawyer. And
Tyler
I
Perry?
enjoyed
He was
yes.
in.
That's why I'm looking up his credits because I know he's actually been in some serious
I've
movies.
seen him
His
s-
serious roles are really good.
Yeah, I've seen him in
Yeah.
something somewhat recently that I was like, damn, he's actually not a piece of garbage.
I do have to head out here in
Alright,
just
man.
a minute.
How dare
That's
you?
cool. No, that's fine. I'm
We're
going to go to
almost- we're
Walmart
almost-
anyway.
Say we're almost done.
Yeah.
You're
We
going to
covered all
Walmart?
your topics.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, football, but
Yeah,
we
we know it's
mentioned
good.
doing. I would rather do football during the season, or like right before
That
it
makes
starts.
sense. And
yeah.
we're starting a fantasy football podcast, right?
I'm planning on doing a fantasy football thing.
Yeah.
Type thing. So
I mean, I have no desire.
I
to be
want you
part
and
of it,
BJ to be in the fantasy football league, though.
just to kind of for
Okay.
money.
No, fuck
Oh.
no. It's gonna be for
Oh.
for a show.
Oh,
I don't do leagues
I'll
for
be
money.
the guy who doesn't
I do
really
it for
know
fun.
anything. I know the rules. Of
Honestly,
football.
sometimes
Me
people
too.
that know nothing will make the best
Yeah,
picks
they make
because
a-
they
yeah.
you know, it's like the
I
idiot
go-
savant type thing.
they have no
man.
they don't have the blinders on. They just see everything
Yeah.
and they just go
Right.
random.
Or
It's
they've
like, oh,
heard
you
a
just
name.
won
They heard a
everything.
name before, and they're like, "Oh, this person. That
Well,
person has a good season." Like, boom, they win.
You mentioned the show The League. It's one of my favorite shows.
Also,
I've
the thing-
seen it all.
Yeah, see if you guys like, if you like the league, yeah, you'll be
It-
fine.
like I watch the Packers and I enjoy it, but I don't really care. But the thing about
playing
me,
fantasy
I
football
think-
will make you care, and it's amazing.
But the thing is, I think about fantasy football is I have no bias going in.
Right.
So I'm not going to be like, oh man, I want to get this specific player. I will be like, I want stats.
yeah, see, you'll be the stat man. You'll probably win the league because
The
you're just gonna
stat
analyze
man.
everything. I'm the
It's
stat
just gonna be
man.
you just scribbling down shit.
Like fucking Rain
all
Man.
coked out. You're doing what Kevin does, where he writes with two hands.
Use the stat.
You watch The Office,
yeah.
where he there's like
doing two
crunch day where he was
calculators.
doing 2 calculations at once.
What?
There's a
Kevin.
scene where Kevin's got 2 calculators.
yeah.
But he's got
Yeah.
one in each hand. He's just like.
God. Oh, Kevin.
But yeah, is there anything else you wanted to plug?
Yes, me do.
Nothing to plug. This is just fun. I'm glad. Hopefully, I get to be back on one day. 'Cause
Yeah.
This is a blast.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. We appreciate you finally coming in, man.
Yeah.
City council candidate Jim.
We're gonna have you on.
No longer.
Yeah.
We're gonna have you on again.
We'll get you on the next
Yeah.
one.
The next podcast.
I'll vote.
on
I'll
Thursday?
actually vote for this time if you run again.
Yeah.
Even though I probably disagree with all your.
Maybe.
we will have
It's city politics. It's like fixing roads and sidewalks, whatever.
boring.
I got an idea. Let's do brick crosswalks.
No.
More memes. So we can we'll
Solar
do something
panel
in like
all
a
the roads.
month for like the football thing because that's when it starts in like a month.
Yeah, the first preseason
August,
game
yeah.
is August 8th.
If we want to do an office,
That's in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
if we want to do an office like fantasy football thing, we should do it like the third week of preseason,
Okay.
Okay.
I heard a thing on the radio
like for
today.
the draft and stuff like
We
that.
can make like a group chat.
I don't know what team it was, but some dude is like, yeah, he's on the non-game injury reserve or something because he got his wisdom teeth out. It's like,
Oh fuck that!
fuck
Well, I mean, I got my wisdom teeth removed, and then it was fine the day of, but I wasn't playing
Yeah, but
football.
you
so
weren't getting
I wasn't
tackled.
playing football.
I think it was football. It might have been baseball. I don't know. 'Cause
No,
that's
I-
going on.
I
Does
get it.
baseball end? Like ever?
Yeah, in like November, and then it starts up in February.
because they have spring training that starts almost
Yeah.
immediately.
Because I just like I keep hearing like
goes for fuck
the
ever.
fucking Brewers are playing. It's like they
I mean,
were
think
also-
about it. They have
like,
100 and something, like 162
Yeah,
game season.
that's how
or
I feel
whatever it
about
is.
basketball. Yeah, he's got to get out.
Okay.
All right.
Guys, this was
He's got a city
yeah,
council meeting.
So, what time is it by the way?
like
Oh,
8:51.
8. Yeah, let's just cut it.
Wow.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Wait.
or
Any
two
viewers,
hours.
any
from
viewers
this.
that are out there, let us know if you want to be in the fantasy football league.
Yeah.
Because I would love to fill up a 12-man. Otherwise, the teams will get way too overpowered if it's only like 8 people. 12-man will be amazing.
And Mitch, to close, can you restate what you believe about the Middle East?
yeah.
And
I
podcast.
I have a coin, so I can't be considered racist. So I have your currency. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're gonna be back on Thursday. I don't know if I have to get a guest yet. So if you're watching, you want to be on here, get a hold of me.
Hey, Kelly
message me.
Zempel's in the chat. You want to be on?
No, she's not allowed on. She's the first band guest. So
Unless you ask us really nicely.
it'd have to be
Give me $5.
really nice, like a gift card to the salty pork or
No,
something.
you have to present us with issue number 1 of Quasar.
Yeah.
Very good. Let's see if she'll
that's
get
for
that.
anybody now. To be on this fucking show, you have to give us Quasar comic books.
And with
That's all we
that-
want. We
And
want
check,
the Quasar comics.
check out Austin Amron on Twitch. I don't know his Amtrak 87.
Go to Quick Trip.
Vote for Jim Lorgan next city council race.
Bye.